his ability to finish at the rim, that's been greatly improved this year, and then obviously the rim protection, but it's just this overall consistency has been great.
This Clippers team obviously is playing well. We can see those numbers. So then, from your standpoint, what's especially a focus tonight?
Great challenging. Obviously, got some great players who put a lot of pressure on you. It's going to take our whole team to be able to defend those guys, and then their defense is picked up too. So just our ball security, making the right play, those things will be very key.
Clippers' physicality on offense and defense has been really terrific over the last 12 games. How do you coach against that? What do you tell your players against what they do physically on defense?
It's always going back to what we preach for ourselves is, getting into offense quickly, finishing. Obviously, we got to finish possessions first, defensively with rebounding, and then playing with pace. Don't play in crowds, being strong with the ball. All the things we talk about every day. A great challenge.
And Kawhi and James Harden, I think the third highest scoring tandem in the NBA. A lot of switches. How do you defend a tandem like that?
You don't do it by yourself. You have to do it as a unit. These guys have been doing this for a long time. Like I said, great challenge, but it's going to be a team effort tonight.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you.
That's Brian Keefe. More in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network.
Are you ready for it?
There we go. It's the Wizards at Los Angeles Clippers. The Wizards in red tonight. Washington in white across the jerseys, blue on the shoulders, and blue numbers playing in this intimate dome, which is really a sense around it. Experience lights and smoke and everything you can imagine. And again, it's that Clippers logo that's changed. Actually, it looks like an angry ship, not a Clipper, but that's in the center court. The Clippers are in blue tonight with the white numbers in red strip across the jerseys. It says Clippers. The Clippers since December 20th have won 10 of 12 games. Yeah, that's getting it done. Hey, John is listening tonight in Mobile, Alabama. Matt, we're going to see you in a couple days in Sacramento. Adam's got his late night. So does Kevin and McLean as Brook Lopez getting set to jump center against Alex Sargent. Ivica Zubac is out tonight with an ankle injury. Ball in the air, and Brook Lopez just pushes it back to James Harden. Here we go. Working right to left. Chris Dunn up court. Hash mark on the left wing. Kawhi Leonard. Leonard. Bounce pass out front, top of the arc. Harden. He's guarded by Coulibaly. That's the matchup there. 10 on the clock. Harden swinging the ball around. Bounce pass out to Kawhi. Right wing outside the arc. Lopez for three. No. And getting the rebound. Good box out was Chris Middleton. All right, underway tonight. As through the center circle, Trey Johnson. Again, last 9 starts, he's averaging close to 15 points a game. Now from Keyshawn George. Cuts to his left. Left elbow. Jump stop in the paint. Tried to shovel to Sarr. And the restrictor arc broken up by Brook Lopez. He's on the floor. George is on the floor. We have a jump ball between Keyshawn George and Brook Lopez as like a rugby scrum for that loose ball underneath the basket.
Keyshawn does a really nice job getting into the paint in a methodical type way. That time he should have kept it and shot it.
He was already deep in the paint. As at the foul line of the Wizards' offensive end, Brook Lopez to jump against Keyshawn George. And the Wizards coming up a loss Sunday in Phoenix, had a couple days here in L.A. To get set for this game, we practiced at Santa Monica High School today. Now it's kind of an awkward jump. And I think they're going to redo it.
There's a rumor going around the NBA that they want you to throw that jump ball. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. And I actually think most are awkward. So violation on Brook Lopez. I think he jumped into Keyshawn George. So he will get a foul called. Lopez, his first personal. Wizards inbound. Working left to right. Right away, Middleton. Backs in on Harden. Now faces Harden. Right to the foul line. Rises. Shoots. Scores on James Harden. Chris Middleton, Chris's game. 2-0 Wizards. 11:07 to go here. First quarter of play.
Chris is due for a 20-point game.
Kobe Sanders comes up court, hands off. Left wing done, top of the arc of Lopez. Guarded by Sarr out front, working right to left. Lopez, couple drills, gives to Harden. Harden, behind the back pass to Lopez on the right wing, ball fakes. Foul line drive. Goal slam! Lopez right down the middle. We're tied at 2. 10:45 to go. George, foul line to the basket. Denied by Lopez. Right wing outside the arc, middle, shooting for 3 and 2. Lightning fast answer by the Wizards, 5-2. You want to see the Wizards push that pace.
Boy, that was a phenomenal pass by Keyshawn. Got deep into the rim and the kick out.
Harden at the end of the dome logo, top of the arc, Lopez. Hash mark left wing. gets Harden. Bounce pass, and we're going to have a kick ball. It went off Bilal Coulibaly's foot. So right away, that's another big assignment for Bilal Coulibaly.
Yep. And Keyshawn has Kawhi. And obviously, Bilal's got Harden. And Keith was talking to Bilal a little bit, saying, man, you got to lock him up. No easy task.
Leonard leans into Keyshawn. Denied. Left wing outside the arc. Lopez over Sarr for three. No. Middleton battles and tips a rebound to Coulibaly. 5-2 Wizards. 10:08 to go first quarter. Coulibaly scooting up court. Driving down to the baseline. Cut off by Harden. Throws back up front. Hash mark left wing. Trey Johnson. Head down. Foul line. Bounce pass right wing. Middleton. Middleton down to the baseline. Right fade. Shoots and scores. Good to see him getting rhythm. 7-2 Wizards.
Boy, has that been needed, huh? The go-to guy, Chris Middleton, inside and from three.
Sanders hands on left wing done. Top of the arc, Lopez. Right of the center circle, James Harden. On the Lopez screen. Now Sarr picks him up on the wing. 10 on the clock. Harden continues to dribble, looking to break down Sarr. Instead, he launches a three, but on the floor, the foul will be on Alex Sarr. So it'll be side out. Harden was trying to draw the foul in the act of shooting, and Harden, as I look at the replay, felt Sarr's arm on his arm, and right away he went into James Harden. Right sideline. Kawhi Leonard. Well, who else would he be? Harden now, top of the arc. Working right to left off a Lopez screen. Probes. Pulls back. Sarr, the matchup out front. Blocked by Alex Sarr. George. Center circle. Right of the lane, Middleton. Middleton throws to Sarr. Pirouettes into the paint. Flips up a fadeaway shot right side of restrictor off the rim. Rebound comes to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard, top of the arc. After the crossover, a three, no. Rebound battle, Trey Johnson. Steals it away from Dunn. Up court to George. Again, the Wizards want to push the pace. Now George tried to pass it back up front to Trey Johnson. It was deflected. Johnson picks it up in the backcourt. Tipped by Chris Dunn. Top of the key. Sarr goes at Lopez. Bounce pass, no cutting. Coulibaly on the baseline. Scooped up instead by Leonard. Kawhi, right elbow. Rises, shoots, and a foul on Chris Middleton. 7-2 Wizards. Now, as we talked about, your addendum to the Caesars Sportsbook handle of the game, Glenn, was defend without fouling, because this team makes its free throws.
Yeah, and the guy that's going to the free throw line leads the NBA in free throw percentage. Kawhi Leonard shooting 94% from the line this year, and he has been terrific. Kawhi Leonard. Over 20 points, Dave, in 21 straight games. Consistent.
Makes the free throw. Again, since December 20th, his average is 32.7 points per game. So he has certainly taken over, you might say.
You know, it's interesting. You got Keyshawn George defending Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi's 34, Keyshawn is 22. You got Brook Lopez out there, 37. Alex Sarr's defending him, and Alex is 20.
7-4, Wizards, Middleton, foul line, right corner, Trey Johnson leaning to his right, shooting to his left, an air ball. Got by Lopez, up court Harden. Harden to the basket, bank and score, alluding to Keyshawn George block. The Clippers draw to within 1-76, 8:12 to go, first quarter of play. Alex Sarr, edge of the circle, hands off to Middleton, working left to right. Middleton, bounce past Sarr, foul line. He goes to drive, lost the ball, picks it up again, jump hook up Lopez, is good. Boy, he worked for that basket. Nice. He had lots of hands swatting at him. 9-6 Wizards, and we have a whistle. A technical will be assessed to a Clipper. No, other way around. Alex Sarr thought he was fouled, obviously.
Yeah, he thought he was fouled. No question. And you also have, by the way, Bilal Coulibaly, who's 21 years old. He's guarding James Harden, who's 36 years old.
As Chris Wright said in his pregame, fellow McDonald's All-American from 2007. Our analyst Chris Wright was part of the Harden's class. Harden makes the technical 9-7. So technical on Alex Sarr. Should have spoken in French, I guess.
That means Chris Wright's 37.
That's true, but he's not playing in James Harden. 9-7 Wizards. Baseline, Leonard inbounds from the backcourt. Working working right to left. Leonard right in the circle, guarded by George. Hands off to Dunn. Bounce pass right at the top of D. Lopez. Sarr is on him. Lopez hands off Harden. Harden, foul line. Left at top of D. Fade, shoot, scores. Smooth, and we're tied at 9.
He's so crafty, undribble handoff, James Harden.
Left the circle, Coulibaly. Left the top of the Alex Sarr. Sarr out front, hands off to Middleton. Middleton back to Sarr. Spins the lane and spins. Jump hook over Lopez just outside the strict arc. In and out. Oh, it didn't go down. Harden now in transition at the point between the circles. Saunders just to his left for three. Kobe Sanders makes it 12-9, and the Clippers flip the script and take a 3-point lead. Keyshawn George now through the center circle. Running by Kawhi Leonard out front. Bounce pass Middleton. Driving the basket. Bang. No. Lopez altered the shot. Chris Dunn through the center circle. Right wing. Leonard for three. Swings it. And just like that, the Clippers take a 15-9 lead. And this is what they are capable of doing. The other night against the Hornets, they went on a 15-1 run in the fourth quarter.
You know, this is also a team that will run on long rebounds. They'll run on turnovers. And they already, and you know, we were talking how the advantage the Wizards might have in pushing the pace. Well, quite the opposite so far. The Clippers, 7 fast break points. The Wizards, none.
All right, 15-9 is our score. X9. Hey, see how long you can make it. We hope you can stay up with us. Hope we give you a reason. As we continue in a moment from Los Angeles into a dome on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, Johnson Gordon Cotsworth with you from Los Angeles tonight. The Wizards and Clippers right now. The Clippers suddenly up 15-9 on the Wizards with 6:55 to go, first quarter of play. Wizards win. You know how this works. It's $2.50 Big Mac tomorrow, and that is only on the McDonald's app. As Matt points out, boy, it must have been a thrill for the Santa Monica high school students to see the team practice today. But I don't know if any students knew we were there.
No, we kind of went in a backdoor type way in their gymnasium where they play their games, which was fun. But it was close to the hotel, which was nice.
Yeah, well, and again, that's the L.A. traffic. A lot of teams you have to find a different place to practice or have your shoot around, because getting to parts in downtown L.A. not that easy.
Everything takes an hour.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you go on a block or 10 miles. It's an hour.
I don't think the start time of the day. Did you notice they were the Santa Monica Vikings?
I did notice that.
I don't know if any Vikings ran around L.A. As somebody pointed out, though, Vikings were sailors, so maybe.
You never know.
You never know.
Hey, look, the Wizards have their hands full tonight because they're going up against the third highest scoring tandem in the NBA in Harden and Leonard. And those two guys could pass also, and they could play inside.
Working left to right, Coulibaly on the left wing. Now Trey Johnson, top of the arc, guarded by Dunn. Top of the key. Saw the handoff broken up by Dunn. Getting it is Leonard. Dunn breaks the dribble handoff up. Now Leonard, top of the arc. They form a wall out front. Right wing Harden, a deep three. Oh, he's got it. From the sideline, he shot that. 18-9 Clippers, 6:25 to go, first quarter. Now left wing, Alex Sarr. Hands off to Middleton. Middleton, foul line, bounce by Sarr, weaves under the basket, spins, denied by Lopez, back out front Middleton. Middleton, a three, rims out, and the rebound comes to Harden. 18-9 Clippers suddenly. Harden, hash mark on the right wing, guarded by George. Looking to break down Keyshawn George, brings it back out, now he attacks. Knocked loose by Coulibaly. Coulibaly on the floor after it, and it went out of play, but on the hustle below Coulibaly.
Yes. Getting deflections. Look, the Wizards are going to have to match the physicality of the Clippers. They are very handsy. They're going to blow up pick and rolls. And that means they're not going over the top. That means they're not going underneath. They're going to blow it up. And they're also going to blow up and crack dribble handoffs. They get a lot of turnovers that way.
Into Harden at the point between the circles off the inbound. Leonard, top of the arc. He will take a three. No. Rebound Keyshawn George. 5:48 to go first quarter. 18-9 Clippers. Now right lane Sarr. George into the right corner behind the back pass. Sarr on the right wing. Trying to attack Leonard out front at the point. Johnson. Johnson off the screen for three. It's there. Oh, that was smooth. 18-12. Nice. And the Wizards bring it to a 6-point deficit.
That was right over the extended arm of Kawhi Leonard.
Leonard, top of the arc, splits the defenders at the foul line, throws up a shot, and he drew a foul on one of those defenders.
See, when you got two guys like Harden and Kawhi Leonard, Dave, not only are they elite scorers, but they're also elite in getting to the free throw line. You and I have seen it through the years with Harden, and we've seen it now with Kawhi Leonard, who's become masterful at that as well. So, and they're both very good free throw shooters. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard shooting 94%. James Harden's at 89% from the free throw line. Can't foul him.
And the free throw is made. As Allen in Loudoun County points out, the Clippers starting lineup has 59 years of combined experience. That's a little bit different from the Wizards starting lineup tonight.
No question.
1912. Allen, I'm glad you added that up. Both free throws made by Leonard, 20-12 the score. And so the Clippers already 5 of 5 from the free throw line. The Wizards have yet to go. Sarr, top of the arc, left wing George. George, top of the arc, goes at Lopez. First pass, under basket, pull volley, stopped and one. Good recognition by George, because if Lopez was out harassing him, the basket was left open for Coulibaly to throw it down, and Chris Dunn gets called for the foul. 2014, a chance to make it a 5-point game.
Keyshawn George is getting assists outside the three-point line and when he penetrates in. He has doubled his assist numbers from last season.
All right, Trey Johnson at the free throw line. He makes it, the Wizards' first free throw. All right, 5:12 to go. We have first quarter in Los Angeles, 20-15 the score. Wizards actually had a 5-point lead in this one until the Clippers took over. Work it right to left, the Clippers. Left wing, Harden off a Lopez screen out front. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Harden looking to break down Alex Sarr. Hash mark on the right wing, 2 seconds. Harden has to go here. Throws it up at the buzzer, a 24-second violation. As I don't think he realized the shot clock situation.
And actually, he was on the side of his bench, right by the bench, and they're yelling at him, you need to get it up, and he just kind of tossed it. Didn't shoot it, threw it.
All right, through the center circle now is Bub Carrington just in the game. Keyshawn George, hash mark left wing, guarded by Niccolo Batum, who's come on. George, right wing outside the arc for three, misses badly. Sarr, rebound, put back, no. And then a battle for the rebound, and went out the Clipper. Now, Brook Lopez and company are saying they should challenge it. As Will Riley comes in for Keyshawn George, as Brian Albert predicted, we would see some Will Riley, who's had some success recently with the Capital City Go-Go. 2015 Clippers. Baseline left, Carrington all the way out front. Sarr, he's got a look from three. He'll take a three, rims out. Harden the rebound, ropes it up for Lopez. Lopez catch and slam. He caught it like a receiver, just a step ahead of Sarr. 22-15. Clippers on top. Sarr, top of the arc. Right wing Coulibaly. Coulibaly attacks. Left elbow. His pass deflected by Chris Dunn. He was looking for Carrington in the corner. And this is also a Clippers team. They only allow 112 points a game. Yeah. They get after on defense.
Yes, they do. And they're very handsy. They get a lot of deflections, and they're physical. And that time, Bilal penetrated. Probably should have just pulled up for a jump shot. He was, and he's got to start looking for his shot more when he gets into the mid-range.
Marvin Bagley comes in for the Wizards, replaces Alex Sarr. Nicola Batum is in, as I mentioned. Jordan Miller has come in, and also Yannick Conan Niederhauser is in, the 30th overall draft pick out of Penn State for the Clippers. Left side on Carrington, under the basket, Champagnie chased out of the paint, feeds Bagley just inside the arc, the foul line rather, misses the jump hook. 22-15 Clippers. Harden at the point between the circles for three, that's no good. Coulibaly steals the rebound. Coulibaly now through the center circle. Goes at Miller, foul line, and as he drives, it slipped out of his hands. Well, no, they're saying it went off the Clipper.
Yeah.
There was a frozen moment. I don't think the referees were sure whether it just slipped or deflected. It will be Wizards ball. Baseline left. Bagley to inbound the ball. 16 on the clock. Gets it in the left corner. Champagnie out the left of center circle. Carrington. Bounce pass Bagley. Left elbow broken up by Miller. Miller comes up with a steal. Miller right elbow Euro step to the basket. Reverse and one. Nicely done by Jordan Miller. Makes it 24-15 and matches the Clippers' biggest lead.
Yeah.
Bub Carrington gets called for the foul, and Jordan Miller's going to the free throw line.
The Clippers are elite in getting in the passing lanes and playing with high hands. They're getting deflections, Dave, and these deflections now are leading to turnovers. That's the Wizards' third turnover. 7 points off those turnovers.
So already free throws and points off turnovers.
And you know when these turnovers are happening, Dave? It's when they penetrate and they think that somebody's open in the corner. They look to kick it, and boom. It's a deflection.
Miller, a three-point play. Biggest lead for the Clippers, 25-15. 3:41 to go, first quarter of play. Wizards have to respond. Koulibaly through the center circle. Cuts to his right. Back to Bagley out front, top of the arc. Bagley hands off Carrington. Top of the key. Whips the pass. Under the basket. Champagnie take and score. Right side. Perfect connection. 7-point game.
That was the best offensive set of the game for the Wizards so far. A lot of dribble handoffs. The ball was moving.
They get an 8-point game. 25-17. Carden off a screen. Top of the key. Drives. Flips it up. Slam. Two-hand. Yannick Niederhauser. 3 names, 2 points, 27-17. Out front crossover for 3, Carrington no. And getting the rebound, Niederhauser. Working right to left, James Harden. Harden at the hash mark on the right wing. Step back over Bagley for 3, swish. 30-17, Clippers' biggest lead. They can score in a hurry, 2:47 to go here in the first quarter. Carrington now, center circle, bounce pass Bagley, left at top of the key. Bagley, hands off to Riley. Pestered by Batum. Riley, top of the arc, wiggles left elbow. Spins, just outside their figure arc, finds a way to score. That's Will Riley. Slalom, slash, and score. Now Clippers working right to left, 30-19. The Clippers lead by 11. Harden out front. Pestered by Champagnie, comes off a screen. Bounce pass in the lane, a kickball. 2:14 to go in the first quarter. We will have a timeout. All right. Well, it's what we expected. This the Clippers team has won 10 of 12. They are in a rhythm. We're going to come back to Intuit Center in just a moment. We hope you do too on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. We're in Los Angeles on this Wednesday night. We just paused 10 seconds. Station identification on the Washington Wizards Radio Network.
You're listening to Washington Wizards basketball on WFED Washington and W232DG Sterling. Federal News Network, your home for Wizards basketball.
We have Mobile, Alabama connected with us for the first time tonight. Scott and Courtney's in Greenbelt. And hey, Sylvester and Felicia, great to see you in Arizona. Apparently a busy day. Felicia works at the University of Arizona, and it was the first day of the semester out there in Tucson. So a busy day, no doubt. Hey, this Clippers team has suddenly become a positive story in the NBA, winning 10 of 12. You think about it, Bradley Beal played 6 games before suffering a left hip injury. Kawhi Leonard missed 10 games with an ankle injury, and the Chris Paul experiment, or lack of a better way of saying it, didn't work out. So now we're seeing just how dangerous this Clippers team can be as they try to battle for a playoff position.
Plus the fact tonight, Dave, John Collins was a late scratch. And Zubac, was a scratch too. So 2 starters typically are not starting and playing tonight. So Wizards scored a break there, but this is a very deep team too, and they're physical. I mean, Coach Lou's got these guys. By the way, he was an ex-Wizard. He's got these guys playing hard, and to stop them, if you're the Wizards, you've got to stop Harden in the pick and roll game. It is not easy to do. He's so patient and crafty. But you got to blitz him, and you got to try to turn him over.
Lou, very competitive. Remember all the shooting contests with Michael Jordan back when Tyronn Lue was a player. Hey, Clyde helping us out with Sacramento, where his grandparents lived. Apparently says, hey, we got to stop by Gunther's for ice cream, and we should go to the Railroad Museum. Well, maybe I'll take it there, Glenn.
Yeah, we can't take flying feet there, I can tell you that much.
No, he doesn't eat ice cream. No. Sam Christie on the left sideline, inbound to Niederhauser. Niederhauser gives to Harden, and he's fouled out on the wing by Bob Carrington. Now, is this going to be shooting? It's going to be shooting.
He's so crafty. he could come off a pick and roll or a dribble handoff and immediately go up when you don't think he's going to go up and draw a foul.
All right, it's 2 shots, but not 3. But he's at the line because it's a 15 foul for the Wizards. But as you just described, all of a sudden, Carrington's thinking he's defending well, and Harden draws him into a foul, and Harden makes the free throw. 31-19, Clippers.
You almost have to make Harden, before he catches it on a dribble handoff, go the other way. Almost deny him the basketball, or do unto others as they do unto you. You got to blow it up and get physical.
Harden makes both free throws. 32-19, Clippers, 2:10 to go, first quarter. Here in Los Angeles, A.J. Johnson's come in, comes to the center circle, met by Jordan Miller, working left to right. Bounce pass Bagley, left the top of the key. Hands off Carrington. To the top of the key, cutting Bagley, spins on the basket, and he's fouled by Yannick Conan Niederhauser. So Bagley will go to the line to shoot 2. And it's the first and the final 2 minutes by comparison for the LA Clippers. Bagley will shoot 2. It's amazing as I look at this building. It is just amazing. I said amazing twice in one sentence.
It's so high-tech. It's crazy.
But this Clippers team, when they first moved to Los Angeles, they played at the LA Sports Arena, which no longer exists. They actually built the new soccer stadium for LAFC right on the site of the old LA Sports Arena. For years, they were the tenant for the Lakers at Staples Center, but now they very much have their own unique home. Bagley misses the first free throw, makes the second, 32-20. 1:57 to go, first quarter of play. In the backcourt, working right to left, Cam Christie. Harassed by Carrington. Christie gets it across the timeline with a second to spare. Niederhauser out front, right on top. He driving to the basket, over the shoulder, right hand, left side, scores. He took Bagley to school, 34-20.
Boy, hit him with a pirouette.
Now Carrington off a screen, right up underhand. No, it was blocked by Niederhauser. Niederhauser the block, doing it at both ends. Right corner, Batum open for 3, drains it, 37-20, and suddenly the Clippers are up by 17. A.J. Johnson into a dome logo on the right side to Carrington at the point between the circles off the Bagley screen. Carrington step back, denied the 3. A.J. Johnson has a 3, hash mark left wing, no. Bagley keeps the rebound alive, but knocked it out of play. Well, the Clippers, after we're down by 5 to the Wizards very early, have dominated here in this first quarter. Up-court Harden as they cross midcourt, right at the center circle. Harden, at the point between the circles, pulls back in the center circle. 12-second shot clock. In the lane, Miller, short jumper, no. Niederhauser spots a rebound, right wing, Batum for 3, no. Miller keeps the rebound alive. It goes out of play, and it's going to be Wizards ball. 37-20 Clippers. Well, I think it's going to be Wizards ball. There's some dispute about that. Now the dispute has been resolved. It'll be Clippers ball. Batum baseline left, inbound the ball. Left corner, Harden. Guarded by Riley. Big age difference there. Couple jab steps by Harden, 7 o'clock. Crossover, step back 3 off the rim. Rebound Carrington.
Good defense by Riley. Got his hand up.
Carrington right of the circle. Cuts to his left. Shovels for Bagley, and he escorts it home. Marvin Bagley from Carrington. 37-22. 26 seconds left, first quarter of play. Left of the center circle, James Harden. Floor is spread. There's a 5-second difference for the shot clock and game clock. Harden on the dribble. Cuts to his right. Foul line. Knocked loose by Bagley. Goes out of play and went off Harden. All right, good defenses. Harden entered the paint. 9.5 to go. The Wizards at least can maybe have the exclamation mark on this first quarter.
Bagley did a great job because Harden blew by that first row of defenders, and he was standing right there, got the deflection, turned it over.
A.J. Johnson, a deep 3 out front. It's off the rim. Niederhauser the rebound. 3 seconds. And it's intercepted by Riley for 3. No. Wow, Riley came up with the interception, but not the 3. And the first quarter is in the books here at Intuit Dome in Los Angeles. Our Clippers have a 15-point lead. Hey, we're just getting started. We appreciate your company on this Wednesday night. Hey, Matt confirms in Sacramento on Franklin Boulevard. Apparently, Gunther's is the place to go for ice cream. But as Glenn pointed out, we won't take head coach Brian Keefe. He's never had ice cream before in his life.
I'm not buying it.
Amazing. Back in a moment, 37-22. See the things you learn on the radio, on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, Jeff Stoic, Costco, we are back in Los Angeles, California, and we're brought to you by our good friends at Capital One, offering checking and savings accounts with no fees or minimums. What's in your wallet? We hope it's Capital One. Yeah, we're chatting with Brian Keefe, who says he's never had ice cream in his life. We asked him, or cake. He said cake.
Cake too?
I said, what happened when you were a kid at a birthday party? Apparently it had pizza, and the other kid said cake.
Just didn't like it. He said he didn't like it, which
it's not
is
healthy.
admirable.
Yeah. No, it's... I mean, people do have different tastes. Like this morning, I almost bought. I thought it was a fruit parfait. It was overnight oats, which again, I think I wouldn't even feed those to my horse.
Did you eat them?
No, I didn't, because I caught on to it. I said, wait a minute. That looks suspicious.
They can't fool you.
No. I was born at night, but not last night. All right, Carrington at the point. Pass for Johnson, deflected by Niederhauser, but Trey left the circle with it. Trey now double teamed to the left wing. Carrington, top of the arc, left elbow, driving. Jab step, spin, fades at the elbow. No. Rebound, Justin Champagnie blocked by Batum. Second effort by Champagnie is good. 37-24 Clippers. Again, Clippers, as you said, so physical, handsy. Center circle, Miller. Niederhauser, top of the key. Hands off now to Miller. Foul line, floats up. Niederhauser, one in and slams. For the rookie from Penn State, 39-24.
He's been out of the rotation. He's really proven his way back.
Now Zubac is out tonight. Trey Johnson, Euro step in the paint, puts up a shot. No. Air ball caught by Champagnie. He puts it off. Kawhi Leonard goes out to play on the sideline. So it'll be Wizards ball.
Champagnie, tremendous offensive rebound. Picks up loose balls like he did there. Always in the right place at the right time.
Left sideline, Bub Carrington inbound the ball, guarded by Jordan Miller. Lob for Justin Champagnie, catches right block, throws in the paint to Bagley, couple pump fakes, jump hook good. As he used those fakes and put that jump hook over Niederhauser. 39-26, Clippers, 10:51 to go, second quarter. Jordan Miller, Cam Christie gives to Kawhi in the center circle, foul line. Couple pump fakes done by Justin Champagnie. Left wing Miller. Back to Kawhi, poked away by Champagnie. Now 2 on the clock. Kawhi right at the top of the key, off the rim, and the rebound ricochets to Carrington. Good defense by the Wizards. Trailing Trey Johnson, a deep three. Oh, it's there. Nice. It's there. He knew it when he released it, and the Wizards trying to come back. 39-29, Clippers. Left wing outside the arc, Miller. Oh, probably that's Cam Christie. Now it's Miller. Miller over to Niederhauser. Now front on the right side. Throws on the right wing, Kawhi Leonard. So we're cutting Niederhauser. Hang on. Stop. A good give and go, and boy did he go. 41-29 Clippers.
We just learned that Bilal Coulibaly is going to be out for the remainder of the game with lower back tightness.
Johnson heads to the circle, guarded by Batum. Trey Johnson, left sideline Carrington, back up front Trey Johnson. Crossover, step back over Batum for three, nicks off the front of the rim. And Jordan Miller the rebound, 9:40 to go.
And that's going to hurt because he had the assignment of Harden.
Kawhi for three on the right wing. He's got it, and the Wizards need a timeout. 44-29 as the Wizards just got it to a 10-point game. Now the Clippers go on a 5-0 run. Hey, Mr. Insufficient Funds, I always love that name. Good to have you back listening tonight. And we're back in just a moment from Los Angeles on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, tonight's Wizards upcoming home game presented by Ticketmaster, and we're back home on Monday. It's our Martin Luther King holiday game, January 19th. A 3 o'clock in the afternoon tip-off. And go figure, the Los Angeles Clippers will be the opponent. And we'd love to see you at Capital One. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Wizards. Again, that's Ticketmaster.com/Wizards. Robinhood is the official brokerage and jersey patch sponsor of the Wizards and brings you all the numbers. Well, the Clippers lead 44-29, shooting 57%. They made 6 3-pointers, 6 of 14, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. They've scored 8 points off 3 Wizards turnover. A guy named James Harden has 13. Kawhi Leonard has 10. Wizards right now only shooting 40%. Chris Middleton does have 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. And, you know, Marvin Bagley, he just comes off the bench, makes the difference. 7 points, but what they
they have to clean up, Dave, is they're giving up too many fast break points, transition buckets. There's an 18-3 advantage. Clippers. Wizards came into this game trying to run. And conversely, they're getting run on right now by the Clippers. 18-3 advantage, fast break points. Wizards got to avoid taking quick shots. Those quick shots are leading to an imbalanced defense on the transition side.
They just introduced Luke Combs. He's a country music artist who was sitting courtside tonight. Often you don't see that in L.A. Full court pressure offered by the Clippers. Trey Johnson in the backcourt on the dribble. Brings it across the timeline with 3 seconds to spare, working left to right. Bounce pass to Bagley, left elbow, drives on Niederhauser, double pump fakes, bank, and score. Last time Bagley took Niederhauser to school, 44-31. 9:15 to go, second quarter of play. Center circle Miller, left to the top of the key. Holding on to the ball and pivoting Niederhauser. One dribble, hands off Miller. Miller gets a foul and gets in the paint. His runner is good. 10 feet from the basket. 46-31. Clippers, 8:57 to go. Carrington into the dome, loader on the right side. Cuts to his left. Left elbow. Throws it up for Bagley. It's broken up for the foul. As Carrington was trying to serve it up for a Bagley slam. So Niccolo Batum will get called for the foul. It'll be side out for the Wizards with 8:50 to go.
The Wizards have to try to get down the court and not let the Clippers set up their defense. And in a second, I'm going to tell you how to do that.
Justin Champagnie for three off the inbound. It's there. He curled off the screen. He was open. He scored. 46-35 Clippers. 34, rather. 8:40 to go, second quarter. Kawhi Leonard, hash mark of the right wing. Hands off to Jordan Miller. Miller, top of the arc. Niederhauser left at the top of the key. Hands off to Miller. He drives. Euro step into the restrict arc bank and score.
Too easy.
Now he got downhill. He used a Euro step to gain separation. 48-34 Clippers.
And with no Harden in the game, you can't let guys like Miller get into the paint.
Carrington off a Bagley screen for three out front. It's on the back of the iron. And Yannick Niederhauser, the rebound. Up court on the right wing, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, right away, down toward the baseline. Guarded by Trey Johnson. Couple spins again. Fades over Johnson. No. Bagley gets the rebound. Left to right, the Wizards work. Champagnie out front for three. Rims out. And Jordan Miller the rebound. 48-34 Clippers. 7:50 to go. Kawhi Leonard on the right wing spins into the paint. The right block leans into Carrington, puts up a short jumper, line drive, and scores. All right, 50-34, Clippers by 16. Carrington through the center circle. Guarded out front by Kawhi Leonard. Bounce pass Trey Johnson. Hash mark on the left wing. Guarded by Cam Christie. Johnson goes into Niederhauser. Bounce pass in the paint. A crowded paint. He forced that and stolen by Kawhi Leonard. Leonard, right elbow. Euro step the basket. Underhand off glass. Scores! Timeout Wizards, 52-34. Clippers, biggest lead. They go up by 18. And that's a case where you can't dribble into a crowd, try to force a pass.
And he forced the pass. He tried to throw a hook pass, but it landed behind Marvin Bagley. That was another turnover that led to 10 points off the Wizards, 4 turnovers. But that's not the story. It's quick shots that are leading to fast break points by the Clippers, Dave. Now it's 20 fast break points. 20. That is a huge number with the amount of time left here in the first half.
Hey, Tyler has us in Tennessee tonight as he's trucking and listening on Sirius XM 909. Stay safe, and we'll keep you company. Back in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Back with the Click Console. We are in Los Angeles, where the Clippers right now have the advantage on the Wizards, an 18-point lead. And the Wizards, as you mentioned, quick shots have hurt this team, and that's led to the Clippers being able to actually get some points in transition. So that obviously is a recipe that has to change if the Wizards are going to change things tonight.
Well, there's no question. What's happening right now is the Wizards are taking quick shots and then not beating down the Clippers in their offensive transition game. They got to get into their pistol game, which is an early offensive set that that blends a transition game with a half-court offensive set, where the point guard dribbles to the corner guy dribble handoffs, the ball goes into the middle. You know, make them defend a little bit and make them chase you. Right now, the Wizards are chasing the Clippers on the defensive end.
All right, Wizards working left to right as Middleton, hash mark left wing, Sarr, top of the arc. Sarr dribbles down the left block, denied. Back up on George for three. No. Batum gets a rebound. Now working right to left, done. For the Clippers, who lead 52-34. Miller, left wing lob for Lopez. Left to restrict arc. Splits two defenders, misses the shot. But we either have a George or a Justin Champagnie foul. It is Justin Champagnie. So Brook Lopez, 37-year-old Brook Lopez, will go to the free throw line and try to give the Clippers their biggest lead. It's good to have Stephen Powers listening tonight. And Stephen will be in Sacramento tomorrow. And then, of course, we have to leave right after the game as we play in Denver on Saturday to a quick finish to this road trip because we have to get home to play the Clippers on Monday. So Brook Lopez is one of those big guys that changed his game, which prolonged his career in the NBA. You know, he came in more of an inside guy, then he learned how to shoot threes, and with Milwaukee, and man, was he a valuable player. Big guy that could run the floor too, block shots, and now make threes. It was 54-34. Middleton, hash mark left wing up on Sarr, top of the arc. Give to Middleton, top of the E. Foul line, floats it up to Sarr, collects, and it's broken up and a foul by Brook Lopez.
Who wants to challenge
it. He wants to challenge it.
He's emphatic.
He is really emphatic. He's walked to midcourt. He's using his right hand to...
The twirling motion means he wants a review.
Well, he's going to get one. He's a veteran. Toronto respects that. He almost broke his wrist, though, twirling his hand. All right, we're going to have a review as the alley-oop attempt broken up by Lopez. And look at the replay. I see his arm on Alex's arm. So I don't know if this is... Well, anyway.
It looked like he blocked it and then came down.
Yes, I did get the ball. I think that's what he's thinking. All right, my friends. This is radio, so we'll see, and then we'll tell you. 54-34. Back in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Johnson back with Glenn Consor and you on this Wednesday night in Los Angeles, California at Dave J Sports at Glenn Consor if you want to connect.
After review, there is no illegal contact from defender Brook Lopez. As a result, the ruling on the floor will be overturned to a no call.
No call.
Possession in the natural and immediate aftermath of the play. Play will resume with a Los Angeles throw-in in the backcourt with the shot clock reset to 24. This is a successful challenge, and LA will retain their timeout in this situation.
Yeah, his arm came down after he blocked it.
So he blocked it first. It was actually a tremendous block, and it was over the rim.
And as we often talk about, and especially when a veteran says challenge it, he knows something. All right, 20-point Clippers lead, and they have the ball. That's a bad combination. Harden, right in the center circle, guarded by Justin Champagnie. Left wing outside the arc, Lopez. In the left corner, Kawhi Leonard. Drives baseline left, double team. Back out to Lopez, left wing for three off the rim. And Justin Champagnie secures the rebound. 6:13 to go in second quarter. Middleton driving down the left block, turns, throws in the right corner. George open for three. It's there. All right. Keyshawn makes it 54-37. Touch the paint and get it to Keyshawn. Now Harden, top of the arc. Working right to left. Left corner, Kawhi Leonard. Leonard drives on George. Gets top of their stick arc. Jump hook, no. Rebound tipped around. Still alive, and Lopez tips it in. 56-37. Helps to be big. Clippers lead. Left to circle Carrington. 5:35 to go. Middleton. Top of the arc. Guarded by Harden out front. Middleton, bounce pass, and it's intercepted by Dunn. Foul line to the basket, bank and score. That was just a bad pass. 58-37. I think Middleton thought a Wizard was there, and instead it was Chris Dunn. Center circle, Sarr. Trying to go on Lopez. Spins the right of the top of the key. Hands out Carrington, right wing. Carrington on the dribble. Crossover. Takes the three off the rim. And a rebound comes to Jordan Miller. 58-37 Clippers. Miller hash mark on the right wing. Right elbow. Left wing. Kawhi. Top of the arc. Lopez for three. Drains it. 61-37 Clippers. 4:54 to go. Second quarter. Center circle down to Sean George. As this Wizards team, they need the ball moving. They need made shots and not tee up the Clippers on quick shots. Middleton, left wing Champagnie. Working left to right, 5 o'clock. He drives. Right wing Middleton. Middleton, right elbow, right corner George. Steps to his left. Takes the three at the buzzer. No. Champagnie, rebound, put that good. Boy, he was the only one under the basket. I think the Clippers thought they were about to get a 24-second violation.
That's exactly what happened. They thought the shot clock went off.
61-39, Clippers. Kawhi Leonard left wing outside the arc, guarded by George. Couple jab steps, takes a two, no. Middleton the rebound. Up court now to George. Right in, spring loaded. And now Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. As that quick break by the Wizards makes it a 20-point game.
That's how they got to play. You got to beat them down the court. You don't want to make this a half-court, grinded-out game, especially with a team that has James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. Can't do it.
Hey, we got some time left in the second quarter. For the Wizards, there's no 20-point play. Just play the right way and see where this can take you. And we hope you stay with us. We hope we are what takes you, or vice versa. Back in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, Johnson back with you and Glenn Contour, our whole Wizards broadcast family together tonight. Ben Raby, Chris Wright, Mike Noto, our wonderful engineer here in Los Angeles.
Great to see Mike.
It's great to see Mike, and Mike's wonderful father, Tony, has also been with us over the years. So it's always like a family get-together. Yep. All 30 years I've been doing this, I've had the Noto family right next to me here in Los Angeles. All right, Wizards. Get back on defense after the Clippers timeout. The Clippers just got to delay a game warning. First thing that's went wrong for him. Harden working right to left. Crosses left the circle of a Jordan Miller screen. Harden rocking the cradle back and forth. 12 on the clock. Looking to go at Middleton. Drives, flips up to the shot, and draws, the foul.
That is such a classic James Harden move. Crossing over, blowing by somebody, then slowing down and drawing the foul. I wonder how many points he has scored in his career with that move, and then how many free throws he's made after getting fouled on that move.
I'm sure we can probably ask AI. We can tell you he's 9th now all-time scoring, just past Shaquille O'Neal. To go at the 9th on the all-time scoring list. And we're getting a lot of matches confirmed. We got to get to Gunther's ice cream in Sacramento. They had Randy's Donuts here in Los Angeles. We didn't, or you did. I didn't have it.
I had a little taste.
63-41. 3:47 to go since 1952. Randy's Donuts. Left wing Middleton. I didn't have a donut. I just saw the box. Now Sarr left the lane. Cross court. Johnson touch pass in right corner. Riley. Back out front. Trey Johnson bounce pass left wing. George. Foul line. Gets the paint. Leans in. Puts up a shot and scores on Kobe Sanders. 63-43. That was a good possession. The ball moved. 3:21 to go. Second quarter. James Harden left wing outside the arc. Guarded by Chris Middleton. Just got called for the foul on Harden. A step back three off the rim. Long rebound. Harden gets it in the paint. 10-footer no. Off the front of the rim. Volleyball to Miller for the Clippers. Second chance. Kobe Sanders ball fake. Left elbow drive. Going for the slam. He powers it down with Sarr. I think got a piece of that. It still went in. 65-43. George. Foul line. Back out to Middleton. Left wing outside the arc. Riley for three. It's there. Nice smooth three. 65-46. Clippers 2:43 to go. Second quarter.
I'm telling you, Dave, Will Riley with more minutes is going to be a problem in this league. He's only 19.
And a young Wizards team developing before our eyes. Miller, right elbow, into the strict line. Blocked by Alex Sarr. Alex Son, it's a second block. Riley, right elbow to the basket. Finger roll and one. Riley, the finger roll and one makes it 65-48. You love it. You love it when defense leads offense.
He knows how to score, Will Riley. Does a great job. Got it in the left hand. Finishes with both hands. Skilled. Great feel for scoring.
James Harden, the foul. And Will Riley trying to make a three-point play. That'll be the second team foul on the Clippers. Riley makes it a three-point play, 65-49. Hey, maybe make it a 10-point game before halftime. I know, wishful thinking, done. Center circle, right elbow driving, right of the restrictor arc, flips of the shot. No, but he draws the foul. Trey Johnson will get called for the foul. That's the third on Trey Johnson. And again, it gets back to Glenn Consor's prescription, defend without fouling. And this is a bit of a swing as well that's led to this lead by the Clippers. They are 12 of 12 from the free throw line, Glenn. The Wizards are only 3 of 4.
The Wizards are hanging in there on the boards, but it's just, the way the ebb and flow of this game is going. Transition buckets, Dave, is truly a factor of this game. Fast break points 22-8.
Second free throw is also good. 67-49 Clippers. You mentioned that. I mean, the Clippers are out-rebounded the Wizards, but only 20-17. Riley left the circle. Ashmark left wing Middleton. Guarded by James Harden. Cuts to his left. Middleton left the lane down the baseline left. Harden stays with him. Middleton goes at him. Shows a star just outside the restrictor. Jump was good. Middleton attracted everyone. Sar finished 67-51.
Middleton's fourth assist.
Center circle Harden working right to left. Behind the back pass to Lopez. Top of the arc. Ball fake. Right elbow. Leans in. Puts up the shot. No. I think Alex Sar got him from the side. And now a technical. Let's see. Technical might be the Wizards bench. Sar definitely had the foul. And the technical foul was on Alex Sar, is what they're telling us. So,
number 20, Alex Sar, he is removed from the game.
So that's his second technical, and that's hit the end of his night. So unfortunately, it was not the bench. And so basically Lopez, it almost looked like a James Harden move at the elbow. Drew the foul on Alex Sar. And his Sar, that's what I was looking on incredulously thinking, boy, if that's his second.
It did look like when Harden drove that he used that arm to pull Sar into him.
Well, no, it was Lopez.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Lopez into him. Yeah. And Sar got called. He didn't like it. And all of a sudden, 2 texts, he's out. So now you got Bilal out, and now you got Alex Sar out.
It will be side out, not Lopez at the free throw line. Technical made by Harden, 68-51. A minute 45 left in the first half. Sar right of the circle. Harden right of the circle. Now Harden, right wing, outside the arc, guarded by Bagley. Harden looking to break down Bagley. Still on the dribble. Now inside the arc, right wing, shoots short. Justin Champagnie the rebound. 68-51. Clippers, Middleton, right elbow. Right corner, Keyshawn George. Cuts to his left out front. Cross court to Riley on the left wing at the hash mark. Riley, head down, stop, start. His pass deflected, stolen by Dunn. Up court, Kobe Sanders, look out. Well, a bank shot as good as a slam. I thought he was going to slam it. 70-51 Clippers. It's going the other way.
No, it is. It's 14 points off 6 turnovers. They have been capitalizing.
Now out front, Champagnie, ball fake, right elbow. In the right corner, Riley for 3, and he stepped on the sideline. Unfortunate because he made the 3. Now there's a sign leading from the Wizards locker room to the court that says, beware of rough waters. Well, certainly the Wizards are in rough waters here. 52 seconds left in the half. The Wizards down by 19. Harden into a dome logo on the right side. Harden, left elbow. His pass deflected by George. He was looking for Lopez in the corner. Clippers' biggest lead in this one's been 24. So baseline right. Gunn gets it in the right corner to Harden. Guarded by George. Harden attacks. Into the restrict arc. Underhand scoop shot. No. Bagley the rebound. Defending without fouling. Middleton finds Champagnie on the left wing. Gunn gets out to pass back to Middleton. Deflected by Jordan Miller. Again, this is the way this Clippers team plays.
They are aggressive. They jump in the passing lanes. If their bodies aren't there, their hands are. And that's what we're seeing all night. They've been very, very good defensively. Wizards only shooting 46%, but 30%.
Left corner Middleton for 3 misses. Riley battles for the rebound, but the Clippers come up with it. Now Jordan Miller working right to left. 20 seconds left. Shot clock and game clock just about even. Clippers lead by 19. Miller left the circle. Now in the center circle, the floor spread down to 9 seconds. Miller goes at Champagnie. Gets in the paint. Ball fake. Blocked by Champagnie. Miller gets it. 3 seconds. Left corner Lopez. Couple pump fakes. Takes a 3. In and out. No, and that's it. All right. The Wizards do have work to do. Clippers on top 70-51. Bilal Coulibaly out with injury and being ejected for 2 technicals. Alex Starr. We're going to come back, have some fun. We have NBA trivia. Yeah. It's always good to test your knowledge. Back in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. You, Adam, sharing some James Harden routines from his warm-up at Capital One Arena. Trevor, as always, from South Carolina. Joyce, hey, got us back. And I'm Brian Lake. Thanks for listening tonight as we start the second half. Keyshawn George left the top of the key, working right to left. George, right elbow, right side of the lane, 12-footer, gets it to go. All right, nicely done by Keyshawn George. 70-53, Clippers. Working left to right. Chris Dunn, hash mark right wing. Brook Lopez out front again. Zubac is out with an injury tonight. Now in that dribble handoff, Keyshawn George tried to break it up and in the process committed a foul as Lopez was trying to hand it off to Kawhi Leonard. Again, this Clippers team has won 10 of its last 12, and they're showing why. Dunn left sideline into Leonard. Leonard left the circle, got it by George. Lopez, top of the arc. Harden, right wing, steps to his right, takes the 3 off the rim. No Bagley, the rebound. Again, no Alex Starr for the second half because of 2 technicals. George, right of the center circle. Cuts to his left on the Bagley screen. Probes, left elbow, left the foul line, rises, swish. All right, Keyshawn George, the first 4 points.
I like it. Under control, same type of play. Coming down, under control, shooting over the defense, using that high release point that he has.
Just play the right way, see where it leads. Lopez, top of the arc, hands off to Harden. Harden harassed by Carrington. Working the right corner, Kobe Sanders. Right wing to Lopez. Back to Sanders off a Lopez screen for 3. No. George the rebound. 70-55 Clippers. Keyshawn George cuts to his right, chased by Harden. Left corner, Middleton open for 3. It's there.
Nice vision.
Oh, yes. Another assist by Keyshawn George. A timeout by the Clippers. How about that? A quick 7-0 run by the Wizards to start this second half.
And it was all Keyshawn George. Scoring 2 points, same way. Coming down, protecting the ball, jump shooting over the defense. Then he sees over the top, throws it over the top for a nice pass into the corner. Middleton's playing well, Dave. He's 4 of 7. He's got 10 points. Got his rhythm back to his shot.
All right, 12-point game. Hey, the Wizards 1 point were down by 24. As good to have our good friend IQ in Mobile, Alabama listening. Back in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, Johnson, Culture and you back into a dome in Los Angeles. We just paused 10 seconds. Station identification on the Washington Wizards Radio Network.
You're listening to Washington Wizards basketball on WFED Washington and W232DG Sterling. Federal News Network, your home for Wizards basketball.
HelloFresh, nutrition that fits your ambition. We're talking Factor. Eat like a pro. And at MedStar Health, we're proud the Wizards continue to trust us as their medical team. How we treat the pros, how we treat you. MedStar Health, it is how we treat people. Always brought to you by Capital One. Open checking and savings accounts with no fees or minimums. What's in your wallet? We certainly hope it is Capital One. All right, the Wizards, good ball movement. Keyshawn George, certainly the catalyst, not only scoring, but as you mentioned, finding Chris Middleton on that pass. George tonight now with 11 points. He also has 3 assists. And this is what you want to listen for is, I think about the Memphis game as the Wizards had come back on the road against Memphis. Keyshawn George really took over in that second half.
Yeah, and he has that ability. I like him playing. Look, Bob Carrington's in the game now. But so they're really going 3 guards and Craig, Keyshawn, and Bub, which I like. Because then maybe now they could run a little bit more.
Kawhi Leonard, hash mark on the right wing, crossover, will take a 3 and drain a 3. Well, again, last 12 games, he's averaged 32 points a game. He has 17 now. 73-58 Clippers. Middleton, bounce pass intended for Bagley, broken up on the floor. George has it. He's surrounded by 3 Clippers, and we have a jump ball. So you have Lopez, Sanders, and Leonard surrounding Keyshawn George, who is on the floor. I think it's going to be Kawhi Leonard to jump center against George in the Wizards' offensive end. 10:05 to go, third quarter. Boy, this place is like a dance club. The music never stops.
And the lights, and it's like disco lights, and the whole shebang.
It's just amazing. I'm going to hear this for days. And they're waiting for the jump ball at the foul line. George wins the tip and knocks it back to Carrington. Middleton out front on the right side, trying to go at Harden. Middleton just inside the arc, out front, off the back of the iron, no. Rebound Kawhi Leonard, 73-58 Clippers. 9:53 to go, third quarter. Leonard right of the circle, guarded by George. Cuts to his right and draws a foul on Keyshawn George. It'll be side out. And Leonard was actually trying to pass it into the paint.
Kawhi Leonard and James Harden are 2 of the top players, him and Luka. When they pick their dribble up, you would think they're stuck, but they're not. They were able to create a foul.
Brook Lopez, top of the arc, guarded by Bagley. Now on the left wing, out front, Kawhi Leonard for 3, off the rim. Follow. Kobe Sanders sneaks in, banks and scores. 75-58 Clippers. 9:34 to go, third. Carrington out front, Trey Johnson. Johnson, right elbow, jump stop in the paint. Left wing, George. Left elbow, driving, bank, no. Follow, Bagley, yes. George missed on the left, but Bagley followed on the right. 15-point game. 75-60 Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, guarded by Middleton. Down to the baseline, switches hands with the right hand on the baseline left, and missed the shot. But Chris Middleton, the foul. That'll be the third team foul on the Wizards. Clippers yet to have a team foul. As we mentioned, the free throw shooting is a factor. 15 of 15 are the Clippers. Wizards only 4 attempts at the line tonight. So Kawhi Leonard, who was already 4 of 4.
We're always preaching defending without fouling, and the Clippers are doing it.
Leonard makes it 76-60. Again, the Clippers' biggest lead, 24. So, look, you credit the Wizards with the scrape and the scrap, but it's awfully hard against this Clippers team.
The Clippers are very efficient, Dave, with their offensive sets and how they're playing this game. And you think about it, they have 16 assists and only 3 turnovers.
Both free throws made. 17-point Clip lead, 77-60. George, right of the circle, cuts to his left. Left elbow driving, gets under the basket, bounce pass Bagley, restricted arc. Right wing Carrington for 3. No, and the rebound. Running by Gunn. Up court to Harden. Hash mark on the right wing. Guarded by Middleton. Crossover. Splits the defenders. Floats it up. No and one, but a foul. Marvin Bagley will get called for the foul. No, they'll call it on Middleton, actually. James Harden will go to the line. And Harden, 6 of 6 from the line tonight.
And so is Kawhi Leonard, 6 of 6. That's what I'm talking about. Those two guys. And they have that ability to, again, like, it looks like they're stuck. So they'll come to a jump stop. They're going into their shot, and somehow they're able to draw a foul.
And make the free throw 78-60. And it seems so effortless. Under control.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the beard. You can't really read his face. He just makes it happen. All right, 79-60. We're now back to where we were at halftime. The Wizards down by 19. Left the circle, George. Now left wing outside the arc, Middleton. Guarded by Harden, cuts to his left. Baseline left, feed Bagley, restrict guard. Pass on the right wing, Johnson. Drives. His runner flips it up and scores. 8 feet from the basket. Trey Johnson curling into the paint. Makes it 79-62. 8:30 to go, third quarter. James Harden working left to right. Off a Lopez screen, but staying with him. Carrington back up front. Lopez for 3. Air ball. Had an open look, a little short. Wizards working right to left, pushing the pace. Carrington, hash mark right wing, into Bagley in the paint, to the basket, flips up a shot and scores as they strike like lightning. 79-64.
Boy, Bagley is so catch ready when he rolls to the basket.
He also has 13 points on 6 of 7 shooting. Center circle, Harden. Carrington stays with him left of circle. Now he works off a done screen, picked up by Trey Johnson. 10 on the clock, bounce pass in the paint, Sanders. On the wing to Leonard. Leonard, baseline right, couple pump fakes tonight. Sanders right wing. Harden at the point between the circles for 3, and he misses everything. That was good defense by the Wizards. It was. Forcing the shot clock down, 79-64.
Wizards were there for every catch when that ball was swung around the perimeter by the Clippers.
Left wing outside the arc, Middleton. Bagley will set a screen. Middleton tries to work off the screen, gets in the paint, his runner with a right-hand swish. One-handed runner, 10 feet from the basket, 79-66.
Chipping away.
Left the circle, Kawhi Leonard. Guarded by George, cuts to his left. Left elbow, gets in the paint, flips of the shot. No, Bagley grabs the rebound. Good box out on Lopez. Working right to left, George. George shovels to Bagley, top of the arc. Bagley dribbles to his left, hands off Carrington. Carrington, top of the key. Now finds left corner Middleton. He will take a 3. It's there! It's there! The Wizards have made it a 10-point game, 79-69. This team is fighting.
They are a resilient bunch.
Kawhi Leonard
punches.
left of the circle, guarded by George out front. Leonard, right elbow, gets in the paint, passes, intercepted by Johnson, intended for Sanders in the right corner. Johnson, top of the arc, feeds cutting Middleton under the basket, bad angle, bank and score, 8-point game. The Wizards stirring things up here in the third quarter.
I got to tell you, the first guy off the bench, Trey Johnson. Nice to see.
79-71, Clippers. Back in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Johnson back with the Glenn Consort into a dome in Los Angeles. 79-71, the Clippers lead, but by 8 after leading by as many as 24, so it might be a good time to mention if the Wizards can somehow ambush this Clippers team. It's $2.50 Big Mac tomorrow only on the McDonald's app. And let us know if you're listening on an app tonight. Remember, we're available on the Washington Wizards app. Always Wizards Radio 24/7. You just have to click radio. And we're on the Odyssey app, the NBA app, and Sirius XM 909. Good to have George listening tonight. As again, another trucker checking in as he's driving up and down the East Coast. 79-71, Clippers. This comeback, what have you noticed in the third quarter as the Wizards are having the better third quarter?
Yeah, well, they're taking good shots. They're getting the good penetration. They're looking inside. The ball is moving, which we didn't see a lot in the first half, and now they've made that adjustment. And they're getting in the passing lanes of the Clippers right now, and they're also pushing the pace a little bit faster.
Fair to say they're taking too many quick shots in the first half?
Taking quick shots, and Dave, think about it. Now they have 10 fast break points. What, they have 4 for the whole first half?
Yep. Again, at halftime, the Wizards, well, actually they had 8, but it was 20-40 in fast break points. All right. right, let's see if the comeback can continue. But no doubt the Clippers have something up their sleeve. Full court pressure Lopez has in the backcourt. Now to Dunn. He's got 4 seconds into the cross. Dunn does. Guarded by Trey Johnson. Now bounce pass broken up by Trey Johnson. Goes out of play. The Wizards are getting more handsy in this second half, as that was intended for Harden on the left wing. As the Clippers work left to right. 6:25 to go, almost halfway through the third quarter. 8-point game. Dunn into Harden. Top of the arc guarded. Up front by Carrington off a screen. Gets right elbow. Bagley picks him up. Harden step back three. No. Rebound chased down by George. Almost stolen by Harden, but George has it. All right, Keyshawn. Left the center circle. At the point. Goes at Harden. Driving, and he was fouled at the elbow by Harden.
Doesn't it look like Brian Keefe said to Keyshawn, dude, you got to penetrate. You got to keep the ball a little bit longer. You got to be a little bit more selfish with the basketball. Attack it and play make and look to score. And he's doing it this half. He's taken over this game for the Wizards.
Harden the foul. Keyshawn to get 2 free throws. Good to have George Wood on Sirius XM tonight, as we mentioned, a great partner. 79-72. All right, he can make it a 6-point game. Another one coming for George. And again, no Alex Sard, 2 technicals in the first half. And below Coulibaly out with back tightness. All right, 2-possession game. 79-73 Clippers. 6:07 to go here in the third quarter. Dunn brings it across the timeline. Poked at by Trey Johnson. Now Van Niederhauser's come back into Kawhi Leonard. Leonard left the foul line. George is on him. Leonard, foul line. George stays with a couple pump fakes. Now left wing Sanders. 5 on the clock. Sanders fades left the lane. Air ball caught by Bagley. Another great defensive segment.
One of the best in the game so far. They did a great job keeping guys in front and not fouling.
George foul line gets in the paint, and his runner is no good.
Love it. I love what I'm seeing.
But we have a foul, a Clippers foul.
I almost gave you a hug just now. I love what I'm seeing so much. Yeah. That would have been a little disturbing.
Yannick Conan Niederhauser played professionally in Germany, played in Penn State last year.
He's having a good game. But Keyshawn George is getting himself in the paint.
The free throw.
You got to make the free throws. But he has taken over this game. He's penetrating. He's playmaking. He's looking for his shot in the paint. And he's going into the paint looking for mid-range shots, picking and probing.
George has another free throw coming. Got it. All right, 79-74. He makes 1 of 2. Alex in Adelaide checks in. I love this. He calls this place the West Coast Disco Dome. That's a good name for it. Harden left elbow. Right corner. Sanders drives, hangs. Jump hook in and out. Rebound ricochets out to Trey Johnson. He couldn't slam it. He tried a jump hook. Missed. Johnson. Right of the restrictor arc. Denied. Out front George. Bobbled it a bit. Now left lane Middleton. 14 on the clock. Is back to the basket. Turns in the lane. Right wing Carrington. Carrington baseline right short jumper is an air ball. And went off Keyshawn George.
Tell you what else Keyshawn George is doing. He's getting his team organized. He's looking for Middleton. He's taking his time. He's showing patience. He's getting guys in spots on the floor where they can score.
5:04 to go. And if you are just tuning in like Alex, Wizards have made a game of it here. Now right elbow. Niederhauser guarded by Bagley. Hands off to Harden. Harden harassed by Carrington. Left elbow. Left restricted arc. Feed Niederhauser onto the basket. Trey Johnson will get called for the foul. As Niederhauser brought the ball down, Trey Johnson wanted to knock it away. So the rookie will go to the free throw line to try to stem, or at least quell, or maybe slow down the Wizards' rally. Of course, we always stay connected with all our listeners, and I was reading today that in Adelaide, their soccer team there, their football team, Adelaide United, has the best atmosphere. And maybe Alex is part of that. He also attends Adelaide 36ers Australian Basketball League games. 80-74, free throw made by Niederhauser. Yeah, I was just talking about. He played professionally in Germany, but he was in American college. I mean, these are scenarios that are brand new.
That's how it is now.
Yeah, 81-74. 4:46 to go in the third. All right, Carrington, center circle. Left wing, George. Got by Jordan Miller. Bounce pass Bagley. Hands off George. George, right elbow. He will take a 15-footer swish. Go to town, Keyshawn. And the town's LA, 81-76. Keyshawn George now with 16 points. Left wing Harden at the hash mark. Left elbow, probes. Floats it up. No. Battle for rebound collected by Justin Champagnie.
Who else?
81-76 Clippers. Carrington on the left wing. Left the lane. Out front. Trey Johnson for three. No. Battle for rebound. Bagley grabs it. Left wing Carrington. The Wizards showing more want. Carrington edge of the circle. 8 on the clock. Off a Bagley screen. Carrington. Foul line. Right of the center arc and draws the foul. Carrington might be done. It is.
Yes.
And Carrington goes to the free throw line.
And you know at halftime, Brian Keefe said, guys, touch the paint. And we're seeing it from Keyshawn. We're seeing it from Bub now, getting inside. Now the Wizards also, Dave, they're getting to the free throw line. We didn't see that in the first half.
No, we didn't, as Carrington makes the first. 81-77. I don't believe this is going to a 4-point game.
Yep.
As Tristan Vukcevic now comes in from Marvin Bagley. Again, no Alex Sarr in the second half. 2 technicals in the first.
Bagley has been phenomenal tonight, playing with great intensity. They have 13 points and 8 rebounds in 19 minutes.
Carrington makes both free throws. We have a 3-point game.
What a
81-78.
He's tired, Bagley.
3:51 to go in the third. Into a Dylan Logan on the right side. Miller left elbow on the dribble. Guarded by George. Goes around. George bank and score. That last crossover left Keyshawn frozen. 83-78. 3:34 to go. Third quarter. Keyshawn George, center circle. Bounce pass. Vukcevic back to George, left wing for three. It's there. It's there. 2-point game. Keyshawn George lighting it up. He's got 19 points now.
And now he's making threes.
Now out front Miller at the right elbow. Goes at Vukcevic, top of the restrict arc. Little jump hook over Vukcevic is good. All right, 85-81, 4-point game. Keyshawn with 12 here in the third quarter. Vukcevic left to the top of the key, hands off Carrington. Out front, dumps to Vukcevic in the paint. Vukcevic, a short jumper, hangs on the rim, and no. Boy, so close. But a foul called on Batum, and Vukcevic goes to free throw line. 14 fouls now on the Clippers.
So now the Clippers are fouling, and the Wizards are getting to the free throw line.
Wizards are now 8 of 10. They were 3 of 4 at halftime. Vukcevic makes the first free throw, 85-82.
Dave, the Wizards have outscored the Clippers 31-15 this quarter. You talk about scraping and scrapping back into a ball game. They have done it.
Malachi, speaking of scraping and scrapping, that's what Malachi Branham can do. Replaces Keyshawn George, who has 12 of his 19 points in this third quarter. Tristan Vukcevic, his second free throw is good. All right, well done. 2-point game here in Los Angeles. See, something worth staying up for you if you're on the East Coast. Center circle Harden, slowed by Champagnie. I think Champagnie took a Harden elbow to the chops. Harden cuts to his left. Harden floats it up for Niederhauser's stuff. James Harden, the playmaker, 87-83 Clippers. And Justin Champagnie was talking to the referee saying, I got hit in the chops. Right of the circle, Carrington, center circle, Champagnie. Vukcevic left to the top of the key. Vukcevic hands off Carrington, back to Vukcevic. Right elbow goes at Batum, top of the strict arc. Oh, his runner with right hand is good. And a foul by Batum. Makes it a 2-point game again, 87-85.
As much as Bagley has been just a tremendous pop in the absence of Alex Sarr, Dave, so has Niederhauser.
Yep.
for Brook
12
Lopez.
points. He's got 12 points.
Yeah, he's played very well.
How about Vucevic? He's got 4 points in 1 minute. Missed the free throw. All right, 87-85. Batum in the backcourt gives to Harden. 2:24 to go in the third quarter. Harden downhill, right elbow, floats it up for Niederhauser, broken up by Vucevic, goes into the corner, Cam Christie, bounce pass under the basket, Niederhauser slam. With authority, 89-85.
Yeah, Niederhauser is putting on a show here. He looks athletic and bouncy.
Carrington into a dome, Woodrow on the right side. Top of the arc, Vucevic. Tristan on the dribble. Spins. Step back three. Oh, it's there! It's there! 1 point game. Tristan Vucevic. He has 7 points in 2 minutes. Now left the circle, Harden. Harden guarded out front by Branham. Harden, top of the arc. Foul line. Floats it up. In and out and in now. 91-88, a minute 32 left, Clippers lead. We have a game here in Los Angeles. Top of the arc, Vucevic for 3, rims out. Good luck, but the shot not so. Right in the circle, Harden. Guarded by Carrington out front. Now Branham picks him up. They give him different looks. Harden, left elbow in the paint, flips up, pass to Niederhauser, catches, and he puts it up with the right hand on the left side and scores. 93-88. Boy, Niederhauser off the bench now has 16 points. Head to the circle, Branham. Branham, stop, start, foul line. Left wing outside the arc, Carrington for 3, no. Rebound kept alive by Champagnie, but Harden grabs it. 49 seconds left in the third. Now Clippers, 5-point lead now. Harden out front on the right wing in the corner. Batum catch and shoot for 3. He's got it. That was a tough shot with Will Riley coming at him. 96-88. All right, the Clippers get a little breathing room. Up by 8 with 33 seconds left in what has been the Wizards' quarter. Carrington cuts to his right to Vucevic. Vucevic is fouled by Miller. A good old pick and roll. Man, Vucevic rolled, and that'll put Tristan at the line. That's the 15th foul on the Clippers. Got to make these free throws. Tristan Vucevic, 7 points in 3 minutes, including 2 of 3 from the field, 2 of 3 from the line. Makes the first, 96-89. 25.7 seconds left in the third quarter. All right, go ahead, be honest. At Dave J Sports at Glenn Consort. How many thought this third quarter would go this way, minus Bilal Coulibaly and Alex Sarr? Vucevic's second is no good. Batum the rebound. They'll come back to haunt him, as we know. All right, 96-89.
Champagnie is now defending. James Harden out top. Solo ISO. They're a big ISO team, the Clippers.
9-second shot clock. Harden is blitzed by Carrington. Behind the back pass is intercepted by Branham. To Carrington. Hash mark right wing for 3. No. Rebound. Branham put back. No. No, the effort there. Just not the shots. But what a difference. Down by 19 at halftime. The Wizards, as we go to the fourth quarter, it's a 7-point game.
Well, they showed a lot of character coming back, especially in this environment. They fought back. They played the right way. They defended without fouling. They got into their transition game. And also, guess what? The Clippers showed that they can miss some shots too, and they did.
Well, as Alex Adelaide calls it, the West Coast Disco Dome, and the Wizards are dancing right now. We got a fourth quarter on the way on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, Johnson. Glenn Consort, we go to the fourth quarter. Steam Fitters, who's hot? Brought to you by Steam Fitters, UA Local 602, providing the best mechanical services and process piping systems. And Deshaun George with 12 of his 19 points in that third quarter. A third quarter in which the Wizards, wow, Glenn, they almost put up 40 on the Clippers. Outscored the Clippers 38-26. But the Clippers still lead 96-89 because the Wizards at one point were down by 24.
Boy, Niederhauser is having some game. He has not missed a shot yet, and a lot of it has come from assists at the rim from James Harden.
Yeah.
7 of 7. He's got 16 points. He's playing that alley-oop game. He's the oop guy.
And now Trey Johnson knocks it away from Cam Christie. Christie gets it back, finds right corner Miller for three, in and out. Rebound kept alive by Justin Champagnie, and he grabs it. And that's just pure. He was 1 against 3 Clippers. Niederhauser gets called for the foul. Hey, Jackson Herrera's checking in from Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. Let's get this win. Well, the Wizards have been more aggressive. Clipper-like aggressive in that third quarter and needs to continue. George, edge of the circle. Keyshawn, pass lane, Vucevic grabs at the foul line. Turns, shoots, drills it. Oh, he drills it. 96-91. And on a night now when you don't have Alex Starr in the second half, Tristan Vucevic is helping out. He's got 10 points in 4 minutes.
Unbelievable how he has performed.
Left the circle, Leonard. Left corner, Batum for three. He still got it. 99-91. Nikola Batum for three. Keyshawn George into a dome logo on the right side. Now to his right is Trey Johnson. Johnson, top of the arc. Right of the center circle. George, left the circle. Trey Johnson. Johnson into the left corner. Baseline left. Going to Niederhauser. Falls down. Pass on the wing intercepted by Miller as Trey Johnson is on the floor. Miller, right elbow. Clippers lead 99-91. In the left corner, Kawhi Leonard. Leonard goes to Will Riley. Backs in. Turns the lane. Puts up a shot off the rim. No. Riley defended without fouling.
He did. Very good job defensively.
Center circle now, Keyshawn George. He slipped. Falls on the floor. Left corner, Champagnie for three. Off the back of the iron, no. And Batum gets a rebound.
2 Wizards players have slipped in the same exact spot in their court.
Now they're wiping up that spot.
Left side of the key.
Right of the circle, Leonard. Clippers by 8, 10-15 to go. Miller, left elbow. Left restricted arc, gets under the basket. Passes out front, Leonard. Catch and shoot for three. Got it. 102-91, Clippers have made 11 three-pointers tonight. The Wizards 10 three-pointers, so pretty even in that category. Now right of the circle, George, left wing, Will Riley. Riley, top of the arc, back to Vucevic, left wing. Now inside the arc, shoots an air ball. He was trying to draw a foul, which he did not. 102-91 the score. Hash mark left wing, Cam Christie for the Clippers. Edge of the circle, Leonard. Champagnie gets up on him. Leonard looking to break down Champagnie. Right elbow rises, shoots, no. Rebound battle. Vucevic keeps alive and grabs it. Right to left now, Trey Johnson works. Johnson, hash mark right wing for three. Too much. Misses on the left side of the glass. Sees the moment and he didn't seize it. Leonard, left wing outside the arc and got George up in the air. And a foul on Keyshawn George. Leonard might be shooting three.
See, that was a quick shot by Trey, Dave, that led to Kawhi taking advantage of an ISO, where the Wizards didn't have enough guys back to blitz him, and he was able to draw the foul.
Adams put out that hashtag finish strong. Again, the Wizards, their big problem was they were outscored 37-22 in the first quarter. It's been an even game since. So Kawhi Leonard is at the line. Did you catch him? He's shooting 2 or 3. He was close. And he makes the first. We will see. Marvin Bagley checks in for Tristan Vucevic. And Tristan, well done. 7 minutes, 10 points. 103-91 is our score. And yeah, it's 2 free throws. Kawhi Leonard makes both. 104-91. 9:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Keyshawn George, right of the center circle. George, point between the circles on the Bagley screen. Step back three. Good luck, but missed. Yannick Niederhauser gets the rebound. Up court now, Leonard, top of the arc. Off the rim, no. Champagnie the rebound. Right to left, Trey Johnson works. Goes at Batum, drives the basket, blocked by Niederhauser in the block ball. Now comes to Cam Christie. Christie, left elbow, driving, then blocked by Keyshawn George. Bagley gets a block ball. What a swat by George. 8:36 to go. 104-91 Clippers. Riley out front. Now left wing. Trey Johnson, ball fake, left elbow, rises, shoots, scores. He wasn't going to miss that. 104-93. Again, Trey Johnson starting his 10th consecutive game for the Wizards tonight, and Johnson now with 10 points. Left the circle, Christie, Miller, foul line. Left corner, Leonard, over George for three, got it.
Oh, shot.
Well, Kawhi Leonard now has 27, 107-93 is our score. Right in the circle. It's Keyshawn George. Timeout, Brian Keefe. All right. The Wizards working so hard, but the Clippers have the advantage to keep the Wizards at elbows length for now, anyway. Back in a moment, 107-93. You're listening to the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, Johnson, Glenn Council with you back here on this Wednesday night. Well, wait a minute. It's Thursday morning. We're a lot of places where our listeners are. It's Wednesday here in Los Angeles.
It's Thursday in Australia, though.
Well, yes, it's almost Friday in Australia where Alex is. Hey, listen, the Wizards' upcoming home game presented by Ticketmaster. We're back in Capital One Arena on January 19th. That's Monday. Afternoon game. It's our Martin Luther King Jr. Game at 3 o'clock. We'd love to have you there. Ticketmaster.com/Wizards. Remember, when you come to the game, you can listen on 87.9 FM without delay inside the arena. Make sure you stop by section 216 and say hello. It has been a better second half for the Wizards, but look, they were down by 24 in the first half. They were down by 19 as they started the third quarter when they outscored the Clippers 38-26.
Now they're getting outscored 11-4, but it's early still. They're right in this thing.
And they've had some good looks here in the fourth quarter.
And they have, and they're able to get runs. You know, I like the fact that the Wizards are sticking with Champagnie here because, you know, he's that guy that's going to keep possessions alive. Offensive rebounds. Dave, he's got 7 rebounds in 24 minutes.
Well, and you mentioned that because in a game where you're dealing with the Clippers, who every possession now is so important because they can come up court and get a 3 or a 3-point play.
He's going to hustle down to get rebounds, and 4 of the 7 are offensive.
Middleton edge of the circle off the inbound. Left the circle, Carrington. Right of the circle, Middleton. Middleton, left elbow, gets in the paint, lost the ball, knocked away by Kawhi Leonard. Middleton actually just lost it first, and then Kawhi going after it could not collect.
Keep in mind, right now, Harden is on the bench, so I got to believe he's going to come in within the next two minutes.
In the middle, then slapped away by Batum as the Wizards struggle to get in. As Yup joins us on the Wizards app. Sorry to hear about Bilal, he points out, who started the game but left in the first half with back tightness. Now in the inbound, intercepted by Kawhi Leonard. Boy, the Wizards were there showing difficulty on inbound that just not as crisp. Miller, hash mark on the left wing, driving. Bounce pass lane, Niederhauser. He bobbled it off his ankles. That was too low for a big guy.
Yes, it was.
Like Niederhauser, the rookie, 107-93. Critical moment, 7:29 to go. Fourth quarter. Carrington in the center circle. Bounce pass Bagley, left at top of the key. Bagley hands off Middleton. Middleton, top of the key. His pass deflected by Miller, and then I think it went off Riley, and it should be Clippers ball. Well, referees can't figure it out, so it's going to be jump ball.
See, that time Nicholas Batum got in the passing lane again. I mean, they play with great anticipation skills. And actually, it was Miller that got in the passing lane.
Well,
that didn't look like Riley touched it. It looked like he avoided touching it.
Yeah, I think you're right. But they can't decide, so center circle. Marvin Bagley to jump center against Yannick Niederhauser. And he wins the tip demonstrably. Goes back to Kawhi Leonard. 107-93 Clippers. Leonard, top of the arc, right elbow to the basket. Flips for the shot. No, Bagley did enough to alter it. Up court, Carrington. Champagnie foul line. Hangs in the air. Blocked by Batum. Goes out of play off Champagnie. So Batum showing his defensive prowess.
Yes.
6:59 to go. 107-93 Clippers. Cam Christie right in the center circle on the dribble. Guarded out front by Will Riley. Bounce pass. Hash mark right wing Miller. Miller harassed by Carrington. Comes up a screen, but Carrington stays with him. Right wing Leonard goes at Champagnie. Kawhi with his back to Champagnie on the right block. Turns, fades right of the foul line. Off the rim. Justin Champagnie did his job. Left the circle, Middleton. Middleton, foul line, spins, top of the restrict arc, flips to the shot, no. Kept alive by Bagley. Yes, he scores. Marvin Bagley not only kept it alive, he scored. And the Wizards are still alive. 107-95.
And here comes Mr. Harden off the bench.
Kawhi Leonard for three. Ouch. A punch in the gut.
That hurt.
110-95. Clippers by 15. 6:09 to go, fourth quarter. Center circle, Carrington. Harassed by Christie. Out from Bagley. Behind him, Champagnie at the point. Champagnie to a cutting Bagley. Intercepted by Kawhi Leonard.
Turnovers happening now.
5:56 to go, fourth. Kawhi left the circle. Crossover, left double, gets to the paint. Batum, touch pass on the wing for Christie. Lost it out of play. 110-95. Wizards were within 1 point in the second half. That's how hard they've fought. But now James Harden checks in for Kawhi Leonard. How's that for an exchange? All right, right to left. Bob Carrington works for the Wizards. Comes to the right side into a dome logo. Middleton out front. Middleton needs an option. Hands off Riley. Riley, 11 on the clock. Right elbow driving. Underhand. Hung on the rim. It's still hanging on the rim. And goes out. It just hung on the back of the iron. And it's spinning around. And boy, if somebody opened the door, it would have gone in.
There's a little flat plate behind the back part of that rim, and that ball just sat there for a little bit. And it seemed like a lifetime. And I thought it was going to go in. Will Riley just has that hezzy game where he knows how to get guys off balance.
Cam Christie with the foul. Riley, the free throw made. 2 fouls for the Clippers in the team category, only 1 for the Wizards. It's starting to get late here. 110-96 is our score. Another one coming for Will Riley. He's in double digits now, Glenn. 10 points. 110-96. Had a great stint recently with the Capital City Go-Go. Harden left the circle, got it by Carrington. Niederhauser, top of the arc, hands off to Miller. Miller foul line, left to restrict arc. George is all over him. He spins, puts up a shot, and it's grabbed by Bagley, an air ball. That was just George blanketing defense. George, top of the arc, right elbow. Out to Bagley, top of the arc. He's going to take a 3 off the rim, though. 110-97.
They're getting looks. That was a wide open 3.
That would have made it a 10-point game. Left the circle, James Harden. Caught it by Keyshawn George out front. Harden, left elbow into the restrictor arc. Right corner, Batum for 3, no. And rebound, Riley. Riley working right to left for the Wizards. Top of the arc, Carrington, ball fake, left elbow, bounce pass, under the basket, Bagley. Out front, Riley, steps to his left, takes the 3 off the rim, no. Battle for the rebound, it's tipped in by Carrington.
Wow.
How it Bub.
In traffic.
110-99, Wizards within 11. This is why you like this team. This young bunch, they don't care. They're going to fight. 110-99. 4:25 left. Harden off a Niederhauser screen. Bounce pass Niederhauser. Foul line. Gets under the basket. His pass went off the backboard. Middleton gets it. Riley. Foul line. Goes to the basket. Finger roll and scores with the right hand. And the Wizards have made it a 9-point game with 4:10 left.
And I got a sneaky suspicion Kawhi Leonard's going to get the comeback in this game. They didn't expect this run right now. And Wizards they don't hang their heads, these young players.
110-101. We're back in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, John, the good Costco back at into a dome, or as Alex calls it, the West Coast Disco Dome. It very much feels like that. 110-101, Clippers by 9. HelloFresh, pro-level nutrition, delivered to your door, ready when you are. Talking factory, eat like a pro. And remember, January is Mental Health Awareness Month. Focusing on your mental health can make a big impact on your overall wellness. Performing just small acts of kindness is one tip for positive change. MedStar Health, it is how we treat people. Wizards down by 19 at halftime have come back and made it a game here in the second half. At one point, there was 1 point. They have time in this one. I do think, as you said, Kawhi Leonard is probably going to join James Harden on the floor. That'll add to the challenge. Keyshawn George is yet to score in this fourth quarter. He had 12 points, 12 of his 19 in the third. The bench for the Wizards, 15 from Bagley, 12 from Will Riley. Justin Champagnie was 7, and Tristan Vucevic with 10 points in 7 minutes. So the Wizards bench, a big part of the reason why the Wizards have made this a competitive game.
And guess who's coming in, Dave? Kawhi Leonard.
Yep. All right. The Wizards will bring out Marvin Bagley, Chris Middleton, Will Riley, Bob Carrington, and Keyshawn George. Again, Alex Sarr, 2 technicals in the first half, and Bilal Coulibaly, low back tightness. Names you'll not hear down the stretch. Harden on the left wing, guarded by Carrington. 10 on the clock. Middleton now comes out and picks up Harden, left of the circle. Harden rocking the cradle. Bounce pass left corner, Batum for 3. It's off the rim. Carrington the rebound. The door opens a sliver for the Wizards. Carrington, center circle. Left elbow, driving, underhand, bag, no. He was too wide. Now it stays a 9-point game. Now left wing outside the arc, Harden. Left corner, Batum for 3. That's no good. Rebound. Well, let's see. We have a foul. I think it's going to be on Kobe Sanders over the back of Middleton. Yep. 110-101. That's going to be the third team foul. First personal on Sanders. So Wizards ball in the backcourt. Every possession, so important, as I state the obvious. Right in the circle, Carrington. Over to Bagley, almost picked off by Leonard. Bagley gets it. Left corner, Middleton open for 3. Oh, in and out.
Needed that.
Really needed that.
The Clippers gambled and it left Middleton wide open. He couldn't finish.
Harden goes at Carrington, gets in the paint, restricted arc, and we've got a whistle. So Keyshawn George picks up his 4th personal. The second team foul for the Wizards, and a guy named James Harden goes to the free throw line. Again, the Wizards in the second half getting to the free throw line 13 times after only getting there 4 in the first half. But the Clippers still an advantage. Now 24 of 24 from the free throw line. They have not missed a free throw. Another one coming for Harden, who has 21 points tonight. 30 points, by the way, for Kawhi Leonard.
So in other words, Dave, this game is not going to hurt them leading the NBA in free throw.
No, I don't think it's going to do that. No. Both free throws are made. 112-101. 3:08 left. The Wizards call a timeout. And again, Kawhi Leonard.
Think about it, though, Dave. If they miss a few free throws, it's a game.
It's a game. It's still a game, but the Wizards very much on the fault line right now with 3:08 left. Down by 11. Back in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. They got it back with the Glenn Consort as the Wizards are down by 11 with 3:08 left. But let's be frank and honest as we like to be. I don't think many of you out there, and let us know at AJ Sports at Glenn Consort, we didn't have a good feeling going in the second half with no Bilal Coulibaly and no Alex Sarr. And specifically because you need their defensive presence to try to slow this.
Both of those guys, you got Alex on the perimeter, in the paint, and you got Bilal on the perimeter. You don't have those two guys. You got to make defensive adjustments. And Dave, we were at the shoot-around today. Those two guys had big assignments.
Yep. All right, working right to left, the Wizards ball. Keyshawn George to the center circle. Top of the arc, right elbow going to the basket. Banks scored his first 2 points in the fourth quarter after having 12 in the third. Needed that. 112-103.
Boy, he went right by James Harden.
Kawhi Leonard in the center circle, gives it to Batum. Right in the circle, Harden working left and right to Clippers. Middleton guarding Harden out front, 10 on the clock. Harden goes to work. Now he's blitzed by George as well. Now on the left wing, Leonard for 3. Oh,
that's a huge
with
shot.
Bagley in his face. 115-103. 33 points for Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi, again, during the streak when the Clippers were 10-2, he's averaged 33 points.
Yeah.
Center circle, Keyshawn George. George going at Harden. Foul on Eurostep the basket. Figueroa scores. Back-to-back buckets by George. Back-to-back. He left Harden standing. Wizards within 10. 115-105. 2:10 left in the backcourt. Carrington's on Harden. Carrington approaches midcourt. Middleton meets him there. He just got it across the timeline. Now he's double-teamed in the center circle. Sanders in the baseline left. The Miller almost went over his head. He's got it by Trey Johnson. Miller gives out front. Sanders for 3. Off the rim. No. Door opens for the Wizards. Carrington right of the circle. Carrington crossover. Foul line. Drives. Bounce pass out front. Johnson. Top of the arc. Middleton for 3. Rims out. Oh, good look's not going.
No, they're not.
That
was a shot the Wizards needed to have. And it was a good look.
Harden center circle, guarded by Keyshawn George. Bounce pass to Sanders. Foul line. He drives in the middle and knocks him down. A blocking foul by Middleton will put Sanders at the line with 1:21 left. So Kobe Sanders goes to the free throw line. And I think when the Clippers probably do have enough to sneak out of here with a win, but not before the Wizards made them squirm a little bit.
Yes, they did, and they did it without 2 starters who left. Look, Alex Sarr played 13 minutes. Bilal Coulibaly played 10.
Oh, I have to look at the numbers as Sanders makes the free throw. It almost reminds me of the opening night against the Bucks when the Wizards outscored the Bucks the final 3 quarters, but lost because they gave up 40 in the first quarter. Tonight, I think the Wizards have outscored the Clippers' last 3 quarters, but they gave up 37 in the first quarter. Sanders makes both. 117-105. 1:21 left here in Los Angeles. Now, hash mark on the right wing. George for 3. No. Rebound Miller. 1:11 left. Clippers with the lead. Miller double teamed as he crosses midcourt. And a timeout called by the Clippers.
Oh, boy, the Wizards had a good trap on that right sideline.
Basically a triple team.
It was like a triple team. Ty Lue saw it and immediately called timeout.
All right. Hey, listen, as we go into Thursday morning in a lot of places in our listening audience, we still have the Michelob Ultra post-game show. Lots more of your basketball Wednesday/Thursday on the way on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson back with Glenn Consor as the Clippers in position to secure the win, but not before the Wizards gave them quite a tussle. Hey, I want to remind you, Mighty Mo Sports is teaming up with Chinego Mayos on their Veteran Assist program. Every assist the Wizards make, Chinego Mayos will donate $25 to the Vigilant Torch Foundation that supports our nation's veterans. Tonight, the Wizards with 25 assists. So, with $25 every assist, that's $625 going to the Vigilant Torch Foundation. Thank you, Chinego Mayos. All right.
Both teams have 25 assists. And the Wizards, by the way, have out-rebounded the Clippers tonight, 41-39.
1:05 left.
Didn't seem that way.
And Harden's pass, a kick ball by Vucevic, as they came out and put the pressure on Harden. All right, midcourt on the left sideline, Batum in the backcourt to Harden. Final minute of our Wednesday proceeding Harden, double team, left the circle, Batum. Left wing outside the arc, driving Christie down the left block. Warded off by Anthony Gill, fades left lane, shoots, scores at the shot clock buzzer. 119-105 Clippers. Left the circle, Will Riley. Riley hash mark on the left wing, guarded by Harden. Riley, top of the key, foul line, finger roll to the basket, no. And the rebound belongs to Clippers with 34 seconds left. The Wizards bench contributed. They fought hard, but I think the Clippers are going to get a 24-second violation here. And they will secure their 11th win in 13 games. So,
hottest team in the NBA right now.
And we're seeing why. There's a 24-second violation. The Wizards ball with 11 seconds left. Again, that bench I mentioned, you had Riley with 12, Bagley with 15, Vucevic with 10, Champagnie with 7.
48 bench points compared to 38 of the Clippers.
And the Wizards are just going to hold on to the ball, and the Clippers will win this one tonight. All right, hey, listen, I hope you enjoyed it. It was quite a second half, but in the end, the comeback bid falls short. Clippers a 119-105 win over the Wizards. And we're going to come back, get you set for the Michelob Ultra postgame show in just a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson, Brian Albert back here at Capital One Arena, 128-107. The Pelicans victorious. And, Chase Hughes, we often talk about how a 20-point lead is nothing in the NBA. The Wizards, had a chance to get it under 10 a couple times in the fourth quarter, but I don't think this is a technical basketball description, but for some reason tonight, just not feeling it that comeback was going to happen for the Wizards.
No, I think they are suffering at the moment from the big trade they made, right? You ship out C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. Those guys were big parts of the offense. Meanwhile, Trae Young, who now factors in heavily to their offense, was sitting on the bench. This game, though, I think was lost in the paint. The Pelicans had 11 more attempts in the paint than the Wizards did, and they shot a higher percentage, 63%. Obviously, Zion Williamson had a lot to do with that. Now, a couple positives I would point out. Keyshawn George returning from his injury. That was good. Also, Malachi Branham coming off the bench to score in double figures. I like that. And the highlight of the night really was Trae Young being introduced on the Jumbotron. I think you could just see, you could feel that fans are really excited to have him here in D.C.
Well, there's no question. We talked about it. Here's a guy who's third all-time when you talk about average assist. All-time. So, that's an elite player. And I think Brian Albert said we have not had a player like that since Russell Westbrook was part of our equation. All right, Chase, at Chase DC Sports, right?
That's right.
All right, we'll stay connected with you. I like that enthusiasm, Chase. All right.
Wizards Radio, 24/7.
O'Neal, top of the arc, Williams. On the right wing, Booker, crossover, drives, gets out of the basket, guarded by Sarr. Sarr, a block, and just give me that. That's his third block. Now it's Pascal volley, slam, spring-loaded right hand. The player of the game for the Wizards.
Absolutely, and that pass by Sarr might have been better than the block.
That certainly was one of the plays of the game for the Wizards. It was the Leidos defensive play of the night, brought to you by our good friends at Leidos. One of Alex Sarr's 3 blocks leading to a Bilal Coulibaly slam on the other end. He had 12 points, did Bilal, on 4 of 10 shooting. Brian Albin, Chris Wright with you here on the Michelob Ultra Post Game Show, and it's time now for our Capital One easiest decision of the game.
In the left corner, Johnson misses a 3. Riley keeps the rebound alive. Bagley grabs it near midcourt. Working right to left, the Wizards. Trae Johnson on the dribble. Left wing Carrington at the hash mark, 7 on the clock. Steps to his left. He shoots a 3. It's there. Bob Carrington, guarded by Royce O'Neal. Didn't matter. 5-point game, 40-35 Suns.
Always want to get it out to the 3-point line off an offensive rebound. That's what the Wizards did. That's why it is your Capital One easiest decision of the game, brought to you by Capital One, offering checking and savings accounts with no fees or minimums. What's in your wallet? We welcome Chris right back into the Michelob Ultra Post Game Show, as it's time now for Steam Fitters What's Hot, What's Not, brought to you by Steam Fitters UA Local 602, providing the best mechanical services and process piping systems. So, Chris, I'm going to let you take the floor here. What you got for us?
Well, tonight I'm going to go with Alex Sarr. I think he was the one bright spot for us tonight. Just to him getting 15 rebounds, and 3 block shots just shows his activity on both ends. And also, you know what? I'll take that back. I'm going to give what's hot to the entire team. I don't know the last time I've seen an entire team go, especially in a loss, go 18 for 18 from the free throw line. That's got to be something that we have to know. Even though we lost the game, going 18 for 18 from the free throw line, you got to get, that's you can't ask for better. So even though it's a loss, that's something positive to see that our guys are locked in and making free throws.
Wizards have been shooting it well at the line as of late. I believe it was 31 of 33 in the win over the Magic just last week.
Yes.
As for my what's hot, we're talking about the fact that the Wizards, they lose a C.J. McCollum, so they're going to need to find playmaking from elsewhere, considering Trae Young not ready to go yet in that playmaking role. Bub Carrington's probably going to get more of the reins in terms of running the show, and in his 32 minutes tonight, Bub had 7 assists to go along with just 1 turnover.
Excellent.
That is the type of ratio you need from a primary ball handler. The way Bub played tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to see, a little more of the offense running through him in terms of initiating for others. That's been a role that's been heavy for Keyshawn George and Chris Middleton throughout the year. We've been seeing more of it from Trae Johnson, but maybe Bub's going to get a little more of that initiating responsibility if he can handle it the way he did tonight.
Yeah, I think Bub can handle it. One thing I will have to say about Bub is I don't think Bub should play 32 minutes and only shoot 5 shots. I think if he's on the court for 32 minutes, he has to be way more aggressive because his shots are efficient and they don't disrupt the offense. They don't disrupt anything that's going out there. So as much as he has 7 assists, and we love the assist to turnover ratio, the best version of Bub is being an aggressive player. If you get 7 assists that go along with it, even better, But I would like to see him being aggressive, trying to get in the paint, trying to get to his mid-range shot. 5 shots for him, a guy that's shooting the ball so well, shooting over 40% from 3, can get to his mid-range at any time. I would like to see him be more assertive on the offensive end. I think he's settling for a little too much and deferring a little bit too much. Be who you are, Bub. Continue to be who you are, and continue to grow into that role. And I think once you understand that, no matter who's on the court, his role still stays the same.
So far in the month of January, Bub Carrington with a close to 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Been doing a nice job with his handling responsibilities. As for what's not, what are you looking at tonight, Chris?
Man, let's flush this one, Keyshawn. Let's flush this one, Chris. We got to get back and hopefully let's just flush one. 0 for 4 for Chris Middleton from 3. 2 for 10 for Keyshawn. Just really didn't have the pop. He had 6 turnovers tonight, 22 turnovers as a team. I would say that's what's not. We just got to take care of the ball, value our possessions, and focus and understand that the ball is the most significant thing on the court. And we have to value him like it's our girlfriend or our wives. We must take care. So I think that's something that sometimes you're going to see these ebbs and flows on a young team, that they'll have games where, you're doing some uncharacteristic turnovers. We had 2 or 3 in the backcourt turnovers, just trying to make an outlet pass and turnover. So things like that, those are mistakes that we can control. So let's try to control those controllables and see if we can, make those plays into a positive outcome for ourselves.
Something must have been wrong with the sight lines in Mortgage Matchup Center, because 7 of 30 from 3 for the Wizards on this night. Uncharacteristic of what they've been on the season. Been shooting it upwards of 36%. Been in the top half of the NBA in 3-point percentage for much of the season. Just not their night from behind the 3-point line. That right there is your Steam Fitters UA Local 602. What's hot? What's not? Steam Fitters UA Local 602, providing the best mechanical services and process piping systems.
Hi, this is Chris from Silver Spring, Maryland, and you're listening to The Radio Party with Dave Johnson and Glenn Consor.
On January 9th, it all became official. Trae Young acquired by the Washington Wizards in exchange for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. And some of the instant reaction came to you on the Michelob Ultra postgame show, where myself and Chris Wright gave our thoughts on the trade.
I think as an organization, we have a long-term plan, and we're not going to do anything that deviates from that. As I kind of explained earlier, I think Trey fits into what we're trying to do based on the development of a lot of the other players and how he's going to help amplify them. So we're always going to be, like I said, opportunistic. And when you have a 4-time All-Star, All-NBA player available who wants to come to DC and help make it what we want it to be, it was an easy partnership and an easy decision, to be honest with you.
Dare we call it the Capital One easiest decision, not of the game, but of the transaction season, shall we say, as that was General Manager Will Dawkins earlier today talking about the Wizards trading for Trae Young. It became official, the 4-time All-Star with the Atlanta Hawks, now a member of the Wizards. CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert sent to Atlanta. No draft compensation exchanged either way. Brian Alvin, Chris Wright with you here on the Michelob Ultra Post Game Show as the Wizards fall to the Pelicans 128-107, in part because the Wizards a little bit short-handed tonight because of that trade. You lose CJ McCollum, you lose Corey Kispert, the player you traded for not available to play in Trae Young. That showed up certainly on the offensive end on a night where the Wizards struggled. But Chris, want to just lock in more on the trade itself. And one of the things I thought is we were watching the game tonight, and as you referenced, we were hearing Jordan Poole get booed. How funny that Jordan Poole is in the building on the night where Trae Young gets introduced, because Trae Young arriving here is part of the transaction tree that Jordan Poole was a part of, right?
Yeah.
It goes from Bradley Beal to Chris Paul,
right.
From Chris Paul to Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole brings you CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum, the centerpiece in a trade that eventually brings you Trae Young. This has been something building over time as the Wizards are trying to look to acquire star talent. And today they bring in a star and no draft compensation goes the other way.
Right. One thing great about the Washington Wizards, what they've been able to do at that point guard position is flip. They've been able to turn this over, get this guy, turn this over to something else, and turn it to more value to the point now where we have a potential cornerstone of our franchise for the next 5-6 years, depending on how it goes. Now, what I like about this Trae Young fit and Trae Young coming to DC is he wants to be here. You know, and I heard him in his press conference. You heard him say how underrated of a city this is. And I'm a Washingtonian. I've been here, so I'm a little biased. But I do think as a city and as a market, this is a major market if approached the right way. And with him approaching it that way and understanding that this can be something, it's a diamond in the rough. We have a great organization that CJ McCollum alluded to 1,000 times. We have a great young core, and he's coming in here he's still young, and he still has a lot of game left in him, and he has a chance to really put his imprint on a whole city. So I think he's taking a major gamble on himself, and I like it. This is like old school. I'm not going to go team up with anybody else. I'm going to go set my own standards, set my own rules. And I think Trae Young is built for this. If you watch him throughout the game, you see him jumping off the bench. He's helping people up off the floor. He's cheering his teammates up. He's giving people five. So I think that adding him, Trae Young, who's a bona fide leader, a bona fide, superstar in this league, just does so much for the growth of our young guys, does so much for Trey Johnson, does so much for Keyshawn George, does so much for Alex Sarr, does so much for Bilal Coulibaly, to the point where it allows them to almost play bigger and stronger than they were in the past. The same way Trae Young was in Atlanta and how he helped Jalen Johnson and guys of that nature. I think the same thing will happen here.
I think when you talk about Trae Young coming to D.C., we can look at it in two different vantage points. And the first is the Washington Wizards franchise this century. When they've had success, what have they had? They've had a true lead guard, point guard, who is not just a playmaker for others, but also a scorer.
Yes.
Whether it was Gilbert Arenas in the 2000s, John Wall in the 2010s, and the one time they made the playoffs so far this decade, you had Russell Westbrook,
right, able
to create for others, but also score the basketball. They haven't had that type of player in
Rod
5 years.
Before that.
And Rod Strickland in the 90s, yes. So, no player like a Trae Young at the point guard position since Westbrook.
Right.
They've had nice facilitators like a Monte Morris and a Tyus Jones,
yes,
but they can't give you the scoring punch.
We've never had this level of scoring and assists at the point guard position from anybody, if you think about it. And productivity-wise, like if you think about it, even John is 19 and 10. This is almost 30 points, and this is 28 points and 11 assists. This
25 and 10 for his career.
So this is at a whole different level, a whole different pace. So it'll be interesting. Like you said, we've always been successful having one of these type of guards in that position.
And then the other vantage point of what makes this deal interesting is that the Wizards have been very intentional since Will Dawkins, Michael Winger took over. They wanted positional size.
Yes.
They wanted length. They wanted guys who were maybe defensive minded first. Now, Trae Young is going to come here, and he does not necessarily have a defensive reputation. The Wizards know that. They acknowledge that. They're going to continue to work with him on his defense, but they think they've built the infrastructure around him that they can still have a good defensive team and that his offense can unlock the rest of the roster on that end of the floor.
Oh, yeah. If you look at the roster that's around Trae, this is why it makes the most sense, because there's nothing but length and athleticism around him. You go first you start with Bilal. Then you go to Will Riley. Then you got Trae. You got Keyshawn, Alex. There's nothing but length and athleticism around him. So this can camouflage a lot of things. You're going to keep, if I was playing against the Wizards, I would try to put Trae Young in pick and rolls. But it's so much length and athleticism, it still shrinks the court. So it's not like that he's going to be on the island by himself and he can't do anything. So, and if he looked at it, and then he also has Travis Schlenk here as well, so that he's familiar with, I think it's just a very common diamond in the rough, and it took a lot of analyzing for him to see that this was really a good fit for him. And they're now, I think, one or two pieces away from being a real contender in 2 or 3 years.
Travis Schlenk is the connection that most people made as soon as the deal was done, but also Will Dawkins reminded us today that Trae Young was a kid from Norman, Oklahoma, coming to Oklahoma City games as a kid. While Will Dawkins was in that front office, he was very familiar with Trae Young and the Young family as well. So we are patiently and eagerly awaiting Trae Young's debut. We don't know when that will be as he continues to recover from both knee and quad ailments that have only allowed him to play in 10 games so far this season. But when he gets out on the court, the Wizards fans today in the house showed him they're excited and ready.
Wizards Radio, 24/7.
On January 9th, the Washington Wizards made headlines with a mega deal acquiring four-time All-Star point guard with the Atlanta Hawks Trae Young in exchange for Corey Kispert and C.J. McCollum. Trae Young playing in only 10 games so far in the 2025-2026 season as he's been dealing with knee and quad injuries, but his resume speaks for itself. Averaging over 25 points per game for his career and third all-time in career assist average at 9.8 times per game. But what might have been his best performance against the Wizards, you might ask? Well, for that, you have to go back to February 26th of 2020.
Second free throw is good. 75-72 Hawks. 3.8 to go. Baseball pass up court by Bertans. It's broken up, intended for Beal. Young gets it. Young just beyond midcourt. Launches the shot. Just beyond midcourt in the center circle, makes it 78-72. Oh, he knew what he was doing. That's probably going to count. And Trae Young showing why he is an all-star starter. Out front, Reddish. Reddish back. Left wing, Young, long distance three. Got it. And looks skyward. Trae Young. Almost need a ticket for that shot. 103-78.
That's right. On the tragic day of Kobe Bryant's passing, Trae Young delivered a performance to remember. He had 45 points and 14 assists, one of his best games as an Atlanta Hawk coming against the Washington Wizards. Wizards fans can't wait till they get to see Trae Young put up those types of numbers in a Wizards number 3 uniform, but we're still waiting for when that might happen. Of course, we already mentioned the injuries that have limited him to just 10 games so far this year. He is going to be recovering from those injuries with the Wizards for now.
If you want to know about basketball and you want to know about Wizards 24/7, round the clock, every day, it's your first stop.
A new franchise record.
This is where you want to come. When you wake up in the morning before you go to bed at night, you want to know about what's happening to the Wizards team.
Boy, oh boy, was that clutch.
The roster, the games, the schedule, the players, the ins, the outs.
Oh, John Wall, good mono defense.
Everything that's critical to their season, come here.
Wizards Radio 24/7.
Period. Back at halftime, 75-56. The Magic on top of the Wizards. A very special night here at Capital One Arena. It is Box Out Cancer. It is presented by our great friends at MedStar. And Dr. Stephen Liu is the chief of hematology and oncology, MedStar Health. And when we talk about lung cancer, we often think, well, it's a smoker's disease.
It's not the case anymore, Dave. I think that's a misconception that this is a disease of smokers. And even when it was, it's still something that's worth our attention and compassion. But more and more, we're seeing this in people that have no history of smoking. And so I think right off the bat, when we look at new lung cancer diagnoses in the U.S., 1 in 5 will have never touched a cigarette. The face of lung cancer is changing. It's younger professionals, people that have done nothing wrong, that are being exposed to something we don't totally understand. But lung cancer is not just about smoking. It's much more complex than that.
Indeed, a mystery. So what do you understand?
I think increasingly we think it's the world around us. And it used to be in the 1980s, 1990s, if you ate right and exercised, if you didn't smoke and had an apple a day, you were going to be okay. But that's not the world we live in anymore. And there are invisible threats around us. Some early studies suggest that pollution, air quality, things like radon are going to have some impact on the development of lung cancer. But the reality is it's something much more insidious than that, something that affects all of us all over the world. Lung cancer is on the rise, particularly non-smoking related lung cancer in every corner of the globe. And so it's going to be something in the water, something in the food, something that is difficult for us to understand. What we do understand is this: anyone with lungs can get lung cancer. And that includes you and I and everyone we know.
And I know you stress it's so important to know your body. And given that, the signs are symptoms of lung cancer.
So our lungs are beautiful organs, really well developed. They compensate for quite a bit. And so sometimes the symptoms are subtle. And so cough, shortness of breath, changes in voice, things that last a little longer than they should. Those are reasons to maybe seek attention. And if you're someone that has a chronic cough, if that cough changes, it's not quite the same, that matters. Listen to your body. Don't ignore these signs. Other common symptoms of lung cancer: weight loss, fatigue, decreased energy. But unfortunately, even in this great country of ours, where our numbers are the best, the most common stage of diagnosis for lung cancer is stage 4, where the cancer is already spread. And so a lot of times the symptoms are related to where the cancer is spread. So pain in the bones, headache, nausea, changes in vision, these types of things. Sometimes even blood test or lab abnormalities. But if something's not quite right, you got to seek your medical attention. If your doctor's not really listening to you, maybe find another doctor.
And lung cancer, as you are stressing, is now so treatable.
One of the important things and a message that I think is lost a lot is we can do something about this cancer, that this is a cancer that we can treat. And for many years, there was this nihilism that the treatment was worse than the disease, that our medicines didn't work. And I will admit that decades ago, the treatments we had were not very good. They caused a lot of side effects, but it's quite different now. We have newer drugs, targeted agents that for some cancers will have their effect within days, that will work for almost everyone if we match them up properly. With newer treatments like immunotherapy, we have medicines that, for some people will never stop working, even for late stage diseases. So while this remains a very serious cancer, in fact, the most lethal cancer in the U.S. for both men and for women, we're making serious advances. And for a lot of people, turning this into a chronic condition that you can live with.
And what qualifies as high risk?
Yeah, I think right now our basic understanding of lung cancer, because for a lot of lung cancer, we don't understand what the risks are. But we do know that for smoking-related cancers, which is not all lung cancer, but for smoking-related lung cancer, the highest risk are people age 50 to 80 who have smoked at some point in the past 15 years and have smoked a total of 20 pack years. What that means is a pack a day for 20 years, or 2 packs a day for 10 years, or half a pack a day for 40 years. But if you fall in that category, 50 to 80 years old, smoked within the past 15 years, a 20-pack year history, that's a high risk for lung cancer. A low-dose CT scan of the chest with no contrast, a quick CT scan of the chest, we call that a screening CT scan, can help reduce the risk of lung cancer mortality by 20%. This very quick scan, which is recommended by our current guidelines, can find these cancers earlier, before they cause symptoms, before they cause a problem. And if we find these cancers early, we have a higher chance of curing them.
Let's keep you healthy. MedStarHealth.org/prevent cancer to learn more. And more in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network.
Washington Wizards basketball. Wizards Radio, 24/7.
On January 9th, the rumors finally became truths. as the Washington Wizards acquired four-time All-Star point guard Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks in exchange for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. It brought to an end Trae Young's tenure in Atlanta, the team that drafted him 5th overall in the 2018 NBA draft, a team that he once led to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021. But then the Hawks, despite a couple of playoff appearances afterwards, never could get past the first round, never could really climb that mountaintop again. But now he comes to Washington, D.C. with a resume that, quite frankly, the Wizards haven't had at the point guard position in quite a few years, something I talked about with Glenn Consor on the Wizards Power Hour. And certainly when you think of Trae Young, you think of one of the best creators and playmakers of the past 7 years or so, a career average of 25 points per game, the third best career assist average at 9.8 assists per game. Elite on that end of the ball. How important is it for this Wizards team, especially with all the youth they have, to bring in an initiator like that?
Well, he's an all-star, and he's an all-star point guard. So this team needs a point guard. He really, when healthy, he's a powerful and dynamic offensive engine that can create for himself, scoring opportunities for guys like Alex and Trae and Keyshawn and Bilal, all the young guys, and Bub. And he is a master at the pick and roll game and throwing the lob pass. So there's so many positive things that he brings to the table. And I think it's important to note too, Brian, that I don't think at this point of his career and when he's coming to this team, he's not coming here to be a savior. He's coming here to be a role player, and he could do so many things to fill that role.
And when you